It's time to go live. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is another episode of Beyond the Game, and we back and we out here giving out free game and all types of game out here. You know, we got a couple of things we want to talk about. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, everybody locked in. Brother Reek, Brother Bam is up in here. OG, Triple OG, Dante Marsh is up in here, and you know, me and my Cowboy fanatic self is up in here. We got a lot of things we want to talk about, a lot of things we want to discuss. First and foremost, I want to talk about AB in the shootout that he had a couple days ago at the Aiden Ross fight, I believe. I want to talk about AB. And yeah, man, they said shots was fired. They said people was trying to take his chain at the fight that Aiden Ross had. And he wasn't arrested, but he wasn't cuffed until the police officer.
He was cuffed. He wasn't detained.
Yeah, he was in handcuffs. The police wanted to find out more about the story, but later on he did end up going home. So I want to talk about that. D-Mars, I want to start off with you because you know back when you was balling, you know you had a lot of chains, you had a lot of money. So was there people trying to take your chains out there while you was in Canada? You know, you are an Oakland native. So I just want to know, or when you came back home, was people trying to take your chains?
Absolutely.
I would have tried to take your chains, but that's a whole different story.
Absolutely not. First and foremost, when I lived in Atlanta, that was my off-season residence for 7 years. Nobody ever attempted to take anything from me. Not saying that it happened, but I don't know. And when I would come back home to Oakland, I was initially, like when I was with the Titans and I came home, I was wearing my jewelry, and then I had to snap back into reality. You know what I'm saying? Because that ain't the move. So nobody ever tried to take it, but when I came back home to Oakland, I wasn't just wearing my jewelry out like that, like I was in Atlanta.
Yo, Antoine, what's happening? Oh, well, that makes sense. Oh, speaking of that, you know, Jaden, I was on your Instagram, man, and I'm very impressed. I'll see you in August.
Jalen, he only wants to be friends with you because of what he feels like you can bring him. Okay.
Wow.
Hey, don't do that. I just look.
I'm doing it. I'm doing it, Jalen.
Look.
You guys are more than welcome to come out anytime.
Those that don't follow Jalen on Instagram, look, I'll be there in August. Don't you worry about that. I'll be there in August.
It's good times. Good times.
I know there was a good time. But.
Oh yeah, no. I was going to say to Dante's. I mean, when you asked him if anyone ever took his cane, he's also like a football player build. I mean, did he play like a lineman, defensive end, or
no DB?
DB, yeah. Something he's significantly bigger than a lot of like when I hear the Saints snatch stories. They tend to be from guys. I hear wide receivers get snatched or like some guys. I don't really hear like a 6'4", 240, 50-pound dude. You know, in all most of the time getting snatched like that, right? I think people tend to pick on the smaller dudes, which athletes.
It depends. I mean, it don't matter what size you are. Them guns come out. All bets are off.
Oh yeah, 100%. I hear you. That's for sure. You know, when the guns are there, it don't matter. But I do think like on average, smaller athletes, if they're wearing chains, or smaller individuals, if they're wearing a lot of bling, might be an easier target than someone with the football, you know, defensive back or linebacker.
Jaden, D. Marsh ain't that big, bro. The nigga 5'10". Okay, he's not.
I say people used to play pro football like that position. Usually have a different type of build to them, though.
So what are you saying? I'm not small. I mean, okay. I'm gonna toot my own horn. When I used to go in the club, or I could go into a bar, I do get that attention. It's the way you fit that shirt and what that neck looks like. They know what time. But I am not saying anybody can get it though. So I'm not saying it's always somebody. My daddy used to tell me it's always somebody bigger and badder. So I don't really carry bad energy for the most part. I'm really a good dude, and I bring good energy. So people gravitate towards me in the.
I mean, yeah, that's true. I just wanted to let the people know that you ain't that you're
I
not
also
huge.
think
He saying you ain't that swole. He's saying you
I
ain't.
No,
also
he's
think too that
swole.
like
D
he
Marshall
was so
swole. He's a
I was gonna say, yeah,
swole
100%.
dude.
Well, make up your goddamn mind, Carl. Is he swole? Is he not swole, nigga?
He's swole, but
he
he
can't
All
ain't
make up
right,
like
his
no.
mind.
all right.
But he not
Listen,
like
So
no.
you wouldn't have. So in layman's terms, you wouldn't have tried him, nigga. Now move on.
I
I
would
would
have.
say this.
I
I would say
definitely would.
this. I
I
would
would have
say
tried.
this. I
If I
also
would
think
have
too, like we talking about AB. You know, AB popping his shit too, though. Like he in
Okay,
there,
so
talking his
okay,
talk
so
too.
first of all, let me say this. I wish I wish that good brother all much good health and success. I'm just a little disappointed in him, the way he's conducting himself,
Yes,
and some of the outlandish tweets, if that's even him running that page. It's ridiculous, bro.
yes.
And I got a chance to be on the same staff as Vontez Burfict for a week when one of the years I was coaching the NFLPA College All Star game. Burfict is a real cool SoCal dude. You
Mhm.
dig what I'm saying? Like he's a cool dude. And whatever he did, whatever them tackles did to AB, that man is cooked.
But if you always been like that though,
But how? You a fifth round draft pick, sixth round draft pick.
Yeah, early in his
You
career, I
didn't
feel like yeah, he
come
wasn't
in
really.
acting like that. There had to be some humility at some point.
Yeah. I mean, from what I heard too, I heard that originally when he first, trying to make the team, or not trying to make the team, trying to, prove himself, he was a super, humble dude, cool to talk to, cool to kick it with. I think they said after he got that money,
Yeah,
a different AB started, coming out.
yeah. That money for a lot of people. Well, so here's my thought process on that. If you a broke asshole, you're gonna be a rich asshole.
Uh-huh.
So sometimes people can't handle the success and the fame and the money and all that stuff that comes with that. And so, a lot of times, I think God knows that, and those people don't get their blessings fast. Um, he definitely was a Hall of Fame guy. He was headed to the Hall of Fame.
I
First
definitely
ballot.
agree.
First ballot. I mean, I would still put him in the Hall of Fame.
ooh,
Uh,
AB has first ballot.
Ooh.
AB first ballot. That peak was to me. AB
You talking
literally you
about
could say
prime
has
AB?
that peak
That shit was
AB.
first ballot.
How
That
many
shit was
how many
first ballot. I ain't
how
gonna
many
lie
wide
to you.
receivers can say they had a
That
3-year
shit
peak
was
like
first
AB?
ballot.
Yeah, I don't think he's first ballot.
Shit. We talking
Shit.
about that AB. We ain't talking about.
Peak AB was.
But you have
We
to
talking
go
about
based
prime
off his whole
AB.
career though.
There's less than 5 wide receivers who had a better 3-year stretch than AB.
If
I
you stay
mean,
in
no,
Pittsburgh,
Jalen. It's a 7-year stretch.
Hey,
AB
okay,
peak
talk about it. Yeah.
because them 7 years, over 100 plus receptions, over 1,200 yards, close to 10 touchdowns a year, bro. That's insane. The only other
Yeah.
person to do that is like Jared Rice, Isaac Bruce, Terrell
Mhm.
Owens, Randy Moss. Once you get to having to summon those names like that, especially JR. I don't even like bringing JR up because
Yep. Yep.
but once you have to do shit like that,
what about Marvin Harrison? You leaving out a lot of guys. Torrey Holt.
no, I'm just saying like that 6-7 year peak is on par with up there
With
with
the best
those
of them.
receivers.
Yeah.
And
They were
then I
Marvin.
mean,
Marvin gets the Peyton tax. Marvin gets the anybody could have put those numbers up with Peyton Manning at his
No,
feet. You know what I
no,
mean? He was getting
no,
that
no, no,
tax
no, no,
from
no,
people, whether
no,
it's
no,
fair or
no,
not. Hey,
no, 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 no,
Hey,
no,
hey, actually, can I say something real
no,
quick?
no, 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 no,
B
don't
March,
do that.
B March, wait,
Don't
wait,
do
wait. Can
that.
I say something? March,
Don't do that.
March,
Do
can I say
that.
something? March, can I say something though? Can you please share the story where Marvin Harrison gave you that corner post?
Oh yeah. Listen, let me
on
tell
that
y'all.
Dino route, he hit you
Peyton
with that
Manning was
Dino.
everything they said he was. But
yeah.
that goddamn Marvin Harrison and Reggie Wayne, listen to me.
That was
Okay,
Ain't
that's
no
different.
what
court.
you mean.
It don't matter. Nah, he would. Marvin Harrison's a different breed. He would have did that with any good quality starting quarterback. Trust me.
I agree with that.
The
He would have been a
combination
good
of
wide receiver without a doubt.
the combination of speed and quickness, because a lot of guys there's levels to this shit, right? You got receivers that are quick, then you got receivers that are fast. It's rare you get both.
Mhm.
Like he was hella quick and hella fast. Period.
I hear you.
I mean,
I just think
yes,
him playing in that era with the Randy Mosses, Terrell Owens of the world, And just kind of that era of quote unquote flashy wide receivers, boisterous out there with Chad Ochocinco was there too. He doesn't get the respect he deserved because he was just kind of quiet, went about his business, wasn't doing a lot of talking, put up the crazy numbers. Obviously, Peyton getting a lot of the love for that, but I agree with you in the sense he had it all. I mean, do I think he would have put up those record-setting numbers with other quarterbacks? No, but do I think he still would have been?
Look, Jalen, let me put this on your mind real quick. You go from Marvin Harrison to Reggie Wayne.
Mm-hmm.
So do you say that those receivers, because both of them dudes actually was phenoms in college. So to me, you know what I mean, especially when I'm talking about, because people love putting Peyton Manning too. But I feel like it's easy for you as a quarterback to come in the league as a rookie, boom, Marvin Harrison. Then as you start to develop and get older towards the end of your career, boom, Reggie Wayne. And those dudes both put up 13,000 yards for their career. I don't know, bro. Like,
hold on.
Kind of receiver tax payment.
Look, being a Colts fan, I got
receiver tax. Our receiver tax payment.
You fuck the tax payment. You also got an Edgerrin James. You go from a Marshall Faulk to an Edgerrin James. What is we talking about?
Like, for instance, Andrew Luck playing with T.Y. Hilton, and then when Andrew Luck retires, T.Y. Hilton falls off Mount Kilimanjaro. Now, I can be like, yeah, T.Y. Hilton, the only reason he was good was because of Andrew Luck, because he went over to the Cowboys and looked pedestrian. Like,
but hold on. But Peyton did that. Old Peyton did that with Eric Decker. Demaryius Thomas was not the same Demaryius Thomas before Peyton or after Peyton. All right, Demaryius
Thomas made it to the league for getting 1,000 yards playing in the wing T. A lot of people don't remember this at Georgia Tech. Calvin Johnson didn't play in the wing T. Demaryius Thomas was the person that played in the wing T, and he still edged 1,000 yards in the wing T.
Look, Demaryius Thomas, again, great wide receiver, but I think Peyton Manning elevated him to a top. Like, he was the borderline
I don't
top
know about
wide
that
receiver.
Nah,
I think he was already on the verge. I
think DT was who he was. I think what it was with DT is, bro, I want to see him with somebody else besides Tim Tebow.
Yeah.
Like it really wasn't. It was a plus that they got Peyton Manning, but I don't think DT would have did that with any competent pocket punter.
Yeah,
because you got to think about it. Tim Tebow had multiple games when he went 9 for 20, 8 for 30.
I hear you on that.
Hey, I think a healthy Jake Plummer does that with DT.
Yeah. I mean, no way. No, I'm not giving you that. I'm not giving you that. No,
what are y'all? They don't know. What is y'all talking about? Jake Plummer.
Bro, I like Jake the Snake. He was all right, bro, but he was garbage too, though.
He was not, man. Y'all smoking that fentanyl. That goddamn Jake Plummer was him.
You better go ask Rod Smith how he feel about Jake Plummer.
Shit.
I like Jake Plummer, but he was like, I don't know. Like
he had that one really good year in Denver. He had that one.
Listen. It goes back to what you just said. Any top 10 competent quarterback, elite level starter in the league at that time, I bet you everything I got. Demaryius Thomas play for the Patriots and Tom Brady, he go crazy.
Oh, of course.
I mean, with Tom Brady, Peyton Manning to the world. Let
me ask you this. Jake Plummer or Jake DeLone? Jake Plummer or Jake DeLone?
Both of them. Jake Delhomme wasn't no slouch.
No, I'll take Jake Delhomme. Yeah,
I'm taking him over Jake Plummer.
Jake Plummer was next. Yeah, okay.
Plummer was cool.
Okay. Yeah, cool.
He was cool. I was saying, Doctor, wait, who you trying to play? Jake Plummer was cool. He had one.
Jake Plummer was a very much so above average. Y'all tripping.
I mean, he's like
the man could run. He could throw. He didn't win all them games at Arizona State by accident.
That's true.
I might hear you.
But he was good.
A lot of quarterbacks were great in college, but then once
being good in college and being good in the pros is two different things.
He was good in the pros too. Mind you, he was in Arizona.
Yeah, in the late 90s.
Come on, bro. Y'all gotta stop this bullshit. That's like saying, shit. He would have did numbers with Jeff Garcia.
No, but when it was with Denver, didn't he have Mike Shanahan?
No, Jeff Garcia was cool though. He was just a midget.
Yeah, Shanahan is
Jeff Garcia better than Jake Plummer.
And Mike Shanahan was the head coach for that team.
Yeah, I was gonna say those Denver teams. I
like Garcia.
They just need a better quarterback. If they had a better
Y'all
quarterback,
okay? So
I
I'll
think
do
he's
you
better
one
than-
better.
I don't think
Watch
he's better
this,
than-
and don't say I'm biased because I'm a Fresno State alumni. If Derek Carr played for the 49ers in any of them Super Bowls, they win.
Oh, you biased.
look, I'm not.
Derek Carr is one. He's a big reason why Chris Olave might be in the NFL. Like,
did y'all hear what I said?
Hospital balls.
Did I? No. See, there you go.
Some of them quarterbacks.
Yeah, no.
Listen
to what? Why don't y'all listen? Listen to what I'm saying.
listening.
Listen. Just don't respond. Listen to comprehension. If Derek Carr, now listen to the words coming out of my mouth.
Okay.
If he playing for the Red Panty Gang, the 49ers, in any of them Super Bowls they went to, they win those games. Because the reason why, watch this. Let's go back to 2016. When you gave him some good offensive guys, he went 12-4. They was talking about MVP. Now give him a top 10 defense. He in the Super Bowl, he'll win that game.
I'm not mad at that. I mean, those
49ers
were a great team. Yeah, they're a great team. They were just
no.
the quarterback play was so weak. Think about it, Kaepernick.
For me, one thing about winning that Super Bowl and winning in the playoffs, that dude up on the center got to be more perfect than everybody. One thing I know about Derek Carr, he's a car wreck. He is a car wreck. When you need him the most, he is going to
No, you can't. You listen. You know why I hate these narratives? Because when people get on social media and start talking out their neck and don't know ball, it sounds crazy. Listen to this. That man threw over 4,000 yards multiple times.
Yeah.
Listen, he's been a Pro Bowler multiple times. He ain't had a defense ranked better than 22 and he had 7 different offensive coordinators. What is we talking about?
But this is what I'm saying.
Ain't no but. If you putting the guys you talking about, listen. When you talk about these elite level guys, yes, they're good, but they don't have a fucking turnstile at their coaching, at the OC, the GM, the head coach. Look at the guys listen. If they didn't have Saquon Barkley, they ain't winning no goddamn Super Bowl.
They went to the Super Bowl last year with Miles Sanders.
Listen, brother. Listen to what I'm saying. How good is their defense?
Their defense is good. They draft them though.
Oh, listen what I'm
good,
saying.
Mimi.
I'm not making excuses. I'm giving you facts. A quarterback and a coach get too much praise when they win, and they get too much shit talking when they lose. If you give that man a top 10 defense and you give him that same offensive type of situation he had in 2016 when they had Amari Cooper and what's your boy Crabtree? Oh, he was doing numbers that year, brother.
I'm of the belief too that quarterback, that the Super Bowl winning stat and winning games and stuff. Football is such a team sport. I hate giving all the credit to quarterbacks. I just
the reason why I give credit to the quarterbacks because I know what it's like to play without a good quarterback. And just trust me, Dante, he on the defensive side of the ball, so his CTE might be messing with him. Feel me right here. You know it's a big difference when you got an accident waiting to happen at quarterback and a quarterback that's a card dealer. It is a big difference between them because them quarterbacks that's card dealers, 21, here you go.
Okay, watch this. I'm gonna kill
when you got a quarterback that's a card dealer versus
I'm gonna kill your argument right now.
Okay.
Trent Dilfer won a Super Bowl with the Ravens.
I've always said
the reason why I call bullshit on that.
Oh, listen. No. Let me finish. I killed your argument right there. You don't need a great quarterback to win the Super Bowl if you got these other things in place.
That is true.
I mean, wait, that is true. I mean, the Ravens were obviously a special service.
How many times has that happened, though, Dante?
A lot of times has that happened. A lot of times.
Because what you're saying is you don't need a good quarterback, but that Ravens defense was a historical defense. Those are the top 3 defenses of all time.
You're
So
proving
you telling
point.
me is
You're
I don't
proving
need
my
a quarterback,
point.
but if I summon
You're
up a
proving my
defense
point.
that's generational, we can win.
You're
You see here,
proving. No, listen,
What,
time.
okay, Jalen Hurts ain't all that of a great
He
quarterback.
damn sure not.
No. See, that's what
Damn
y'all
sure
not gonna do with
No,
Jalen
I mean,
Hurts,
look,
bro.
most
Jalen Hurts ain't
Y'all are
all that
being
as a
gross
great
with Jalen
quarterback.
Hurts.
Jalen
Y'all
Hurts
being
ain't all that
so
as a great
gross.
quarterback as either, brother.
He is a great quarterback because where Jalen Hurts comes up in a great quarterback is his intangibles and in the moments in
Here
clutch
you go.
time. Like
You really
clutch time,
see that, bro?
Go.
The nigga has
clutch
the best running back
time.
in the NFL and has one arguably the best wide receiver duos.
most Super Bowl
Anybody
winning
behind there better win.
most Super Bowl winning teams.
And he had a
What's
great
Brock Purdy
defense. That's a
excuse?
good defense. That
Most-
Eagles front
most-
seven.
Did they not draft that defense? Did they not draft
They
Devontae
did.
Smith?
That's
Did
a
they not?
good
Did
defense.
they
You're
not?
moving the
Let me
goalpost.
ask you. I'm not moving the goalposts. What y'all doing is
Listen
moving the
what I'm saying.
goalposts without no context.
Oh,
How
I'm
do
giving
get
you.
these players on this team. I would
I'm about
feel
to.
y'all
I'm
if the
debunking.
Eagles was trash,
I'm
right?
debunking. I'm debunking your argument. Listen. Just hear me out. It's happened hella times. How many times did Tom Brady win the Super Bowl and he was the MVP of the goddamn game?
But we'll say this: the
Man,
first three,
we not
hold on,
confused
the
Tom
first
Brady.
three,
Tom
No,
Brady's
no.
the sole reason they
the
win
first
the
three
game.
Super Bowls that defense won. Bill Belichick and that defense owned the
Come
first
on,
three
man.
Super Bowls of Brady's career. Let's keep it real. The
Come
first
on, man.
three, he was the game
Yes, the
manager, star
defense was crazy.
quarterback. Then he became Tom Brady.
Come on,
The
man.
one versus the
The
Eagles,
first
you say the defense won him that one versus the Eagles?
When he was at Tampa, he didn't put up no great numbers. Fuck you talking about?
Who
Well, he
Brady?
put
Nah,
up- he put up-
Brady Tampa was crazy. Now he was like 40 touchdowns.
Hey,
Yeah,
Jalen,
He put up
Hey,
54
Jalen.
yards passing.
no, but then, hold on. They had an amazing
Brady a
defense.
motherfucker.
Hold on.
Brady is a
Tampa had an
motherfucker.
amazing defense. Tampa had an amazing defense.
What about Nick Foles? Nick
No,
Foles
and
ain't
then
no
on
great
top of
quarterback.
this, on top of that, Brady takes pay cuts to build a team. So that's to his sacrifice.
We don't give a fuck about that. We talking about.
You
listen,
should, because
No,
in
we
today's
shouldn't.
era when
No,
these
we don't
quarterbacks,
care.
today's era when
Listen,
these
you're
quarterbacks
proving my
take all
point.
the money,
You're
it is
proving my
impossible to
point.
make teams like
You're
that.
proving
It
my
is
point.
impossible to
You're
make teams like
not
that.
impossible.
It
You're
is.
proving my point.
Who you
done.
gonna pay, Dante?
Listen,
If I make
listen,
500 million, who you gonna pay?
listen. You're creating another argument. My argument was this: you don't need top 5 all-time quarterback to win no goddamn Super Bowl.
Sure.
It's been done hella times.
Dante's right about that. He's right about that.
Ben Roethlisberger was not never all them
That's
Super
true.
Bowls he was
But
winning
he
was
was a
not
top
on
10
him.
quarterback, though, Dante.
He
He
was
was
top
top
10.
10. He was a top 10 quarterback in the league, top 7.
Can I finish? Is he in the same breath was Tom, Peyton, and those guys? Fuck no.
During that era, during the 2010 era, yes. During the 2010 era,
Look at the numbers, brother. We talk stats.
I mean, Ben was
we
in that
talking
era.
stats.
In that era,
We
Ben was
talking
top.
stats. Big
In
Ben is
that
up there
era,
with
he's
him.
top 5, yeah. In that era, Ben was a
And
top
then if
5
we talking
quarterback.
stats, Big Ben was top 5 passing yards every
Get the
year.
fuck outta
Every
here.
year doing
Hey,
from 04 all the way up until 2012, he was top 5 in passing yards.
Oh,
And
my
that's in the league with Peyton Manning and Drew Brees.
He ain't better nowhere near Drew Brees, Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady. He's not in that conversation, bro.
He's a tier below. He's a tier below. We'll
I
agree on
mean,
this. We'll agree on this.
Big Ben is on the same level as Aaron Rodgers.
That's crazy. That's crazy. No, but that's crazy. That's disrespectful to Aaron Rodgers. That's disrespectful to Aaron Rodgers.
Nah,
No, it's not.
y'all love Aaron Rodgers. He don't do shit. He don't do shit but choke. He don't do shit but choke.
Listen,
Choke artists. That's all Aaron Rodgers do. Choke artists. I'm tired of annoying them sorry ass white niggas.
Hey, Bama. Hey, Bama. If Aaron Rodgers played for the Baltimore Ravens from 2000 to 2015, how many Super Bowls they won?
One.
You're lying. You are lying. They would probably win like
One.
7, 8, or 9. Let's keep it real.
One.
You can
No.
Peyton Manning, Aaron Rodgers, any of those quarterbacks on the Ravens team, they're winning 8, 9, 10.
Because look, that Super Bowl where they played the 49ers, he losing that one. He 0-4 versus the 49ers, and that's when they had Alex Smith, Jimmy Garoppolo, Colin Kaepernick. He loses to every version of the 49ers.
Bama, do you remember the 2000s Ravens?
He loses to all versions of them. So if the Super Bowl where they played the 49ers, he losing that one. So he's not going to win that Super Bowl because he loses to the Niners. 0-4 in his career in the playoffs versus the Niners. We're not even going to talk about that. But we just overlooked that with him, right?
No, we not. You turning into a different argument. My point.
Big Ben.
It's 5 o'clock.
My point is, you do not need no elite level quarterback to win a Super Bowl. That's my argument.
You don't need an elite level, but he gonna have to be either middle of the pack or above middle of the
Derek
pack.
Carr was being above average middle of the pack when he was doing what he was doing in 2016. So all the shit you just mentioned, all the variables.
David Carr, little brother.
If you take him, okay, watch this. You take him and give him one of them top 10 defenses, boom, I guarantee you he win that Super Bowl.
That's a stretch.
I think we can all agree that you don't need a super elite quarterback.
Now I agree with you, Dante. Now them Raider teams, yes, he did have a 25, 26, 27 overall defense. I'll give you that. But at the end of the day, how good was his defense in New Orleans? He had a solid defense in New Orleans, right? Middle of the pack, if not higher. They can't do nothing but except him throwing hospital balls. He was throwing hospital balls in St. New Orleans.
You're moving it. I'm saying, help.
But I gave him a defense now, Dante.
No, you didn't. What was they?
The Saints.
What was they? What were they?
That's way better than 27.
No, it's not way better. That's the same shit.
Burrow went to the Super Bowl with a 15 overall defense.
My man said, give any of them quarterbacks them Ravens defense, and it's over with.
In the 2000s, it'll be over with.
It'll be over with. Early Pittsburgh, the Ravens, the Bears in 05, Tampa Bay. Come on, bro.
People don't realize the bad defense is Peyton had to play with.
If Derek Carr was on the Ravens and he had to beat Big Ben to go to the playoffs, I don't see it happening. Because didn't he lose a playoff game?
But the thing is though, with that Ravens defense, Derek Carr doesn't have to play super great. He might only have to put up 15 points in the game and they could win. You know what I mean? He might only have to throw for 2 touchdowns, maybe even throw for one, run one in, and they could win. Because those Ravens defense were that crazy, and you know that. You know that Ravens defense.
No, they were crazy.
Yeah, you give them 15 to 20 points, you're most.
I ain't got no faith in Carr.
He don't believe in Carr.
The apple don't fall too far from a tree, and his brother was ass.
His brother was. It's a reason he went first overall. Stop.
Cause that was expansion team. They didn't have nobody else to get it.
Never mind. I'm done. Let's move on. Y'all.
Dante, who was they gonna get as an expansion team?
They had the first.
They drafted a whole new roster.
First of all, listen. You're making excuses. They didn't have to pick him with the first overall pick. He was the best quarterback in college in 2002. Period. Google. You can do it.
I'm trying to think about 2002. You have to remember if there's any quarterbacks.
The year after I came out, Pitt was in my draft.
Anyway, so
see, I'm not like the Julius Peppers hype was pretty crazy in that draft. I think a lot of teams would have picked Julius Peppers first if they didn't need a quarterback. I could see Julius Peppers.
We could all say if was a fifth. The man ended up playing 10 years. Y'all could say what y'all want. The man deserved to be drafted that high. I played with him. He was doing numbers.
Anyway, on to our next topic. Even though since we're talking about quarterbacks, let's talk about a quarterback how I feel some type of way. So 49ers, Brock Purdy agrees to sign 5-year,
Trash.
$65 million.
All I'm gonna say is this.
Brock Purdy ain't nothing but another version of them Carr brothers.
Did you like that kind of thing? Money being made around here.
All I'm gonna say is this. That's just.
I don't think he deserves that type of money. The 49ers will be.
But that's the market.
The 49ers will be. Again, the 49ers will be.
49ers trash.
Thank you. They'll be lucky to even hit a game above 500 this year.
I agree.
They'll be
that's
lucky.
just the market.
You can look at
the market.
We know that's the market, but you didn't have to pay.
You didn't have to pay him $265 million. He's not worth it.
Fellas, watch this. Sam Darnold was just as good. When you put Sam Darnold in the game before he went to Minnesota, that shit, he went right down and scored. It's the system. That's what I believe. Purdy is a great quarterback for that San Francisco system. If you take him and put him on another team, he ain't doing nothing.
So this is my theory now with like quarterback inflation and the money they're getting paid now. I think now, because of the value that the league has placed in quarterback and what their salaries are for basically a starting quarterback, whether you're a lead or not, it's in that $40 and $50 million range. I think it's incredibly hard to try to win a Super Bowl, or even win games when a quarterback is making $50 million, because you have to sacrifice so much in other positions that, yes, there are other cases where a quarterback can elevate a team offensively, without a doubt. But guess what? Even if you can pay your quarterback $60, $70 million, there's not a lot he can really do for your defense. Right? At the end of the day, you're going to have to take away from your defense to pay your quarterback that, and he can't really do anything to help your defense. Yeah, he might be able to give you a big lead, which maybe can help your edge rushers, but other than that, they can't really do much. So the 49ers paying him, it's going to cost them a lot of guys on defense. It's going to cost him a wide receiver. And Brock Purdy to me is not a guy like a Mahomes who can elevate a quote-unquote average receiver or average tight end and make him elite, where you can kind of the trade-off is a little less known. So to me, it's just the best time to win it. The best time to try to win a Super Bowl, win games, is when your quarterback is on a rookie scale contract. And if he's elite early, that's probably your best option because they're still cheap. Because once you start paying them the $50 million, 40 plus, it becomes super, super difficult to win. Unless you draft, again, incredibly amazing. And even then, after a couple of years, your window closes because those guys need to get paid. But because of that quarterback salary, you can't pay them.
I think
49ers are screwed too.
I think
Antoine, y'all don't own Jack, bro. The Cowboys.
I think what we did, with the Raiders was smart. You go get a guy that's a bona fide veteran that still got some good years ahead of him.
Mhm.
You pay him 30, 40 mil. He'll be there for 3 years. Hopefully, a guy you can develop after that. But we was able to get Genty. You're able to beef up the O-line. You're able to get other offensive weapons and some defensive guys. And then you build through that.
Mm-hmm.
I think in this era anyway, because what I'm saying is I don't think the quarterback play is reminiscent of like when I was growing up. You had John Elway, Joe Montana, Steve DeBerg, you got Jim Kelly, you had Boomer Esiason, you had Dan Marino, you got all these guys. There's not a group of guys like that in the league right now.
I mean, I see what you're saying.
In my opinion.
Who would you put in the conversation
those
with
are
Dan
guys
Marino
you could say were super elite to where the game's on the line. They got less than 2 minutes to drive 90 yards to win the game. John Elway's, Dan Marino's, Joe Montana's, Steve Young, like those Warren Moons, them dudes could do that.
I mean, right now, who would you put in that category? So you put Mahomes there. Mahomes in that category. I think Joe Burrow's that talented.
Hold on. Are you talking about in the category of them dudes? Oh, Lamar, Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, Mahomes, C.J. Stroud.
That's five right there.
Jalen Hurts. I'm going to know y'all. C.J. Stroud better than any quarterback you just named. You just came for David Carr. He just came for David Carr this year. We're not going to go over came for David Carr and not be sure about C.J. Stroud. C.J. Stroud.
I'm done. Who said C.J. Stroud ain't in the same galaxy as them dudes I named? Them all Hall of Fame.
I watch C.J. Stroud, man.
You can watch him. He ain't done nothing yet to be put in that category.
That is facts. Yeah.
What are we talking about? That's like this whole Ant-Man is better. Is good. Is gonna be better than Jordan shit. Get the fuck out.
Hey, Ant-Man's up next, nigga. Hold on.
That's not saying Ant-Man better than Jordan. You gave a criteria for the quarterback.
We're gonna get to that.
You said quarterbacks that can come down and lead your team to a final drive. I said, see
Mahomes is the only one that I can try to put in that.
I definitely would say Patrick Mahomes is definitely in a class by itself. I think it goes Patrick Mahomes, and then after that, that's when you start having the conversation. Joe Burrow, okay.
I agree.
Josh Allen, I can't really give you that one. Josh Allen ain't really done nothing in the big games.
Yeah, but Jim Kelly always, the big games. The big game he always lost, even though it wasn't always his fault.
But it wasn't always.
Josh Allen can't even get to the Super Bowl, though. That's what I'm saying. Josh Allen can't even get there. Josh Allen can't even get there.
He did have to run into Mahomes a couple times.
But okay, so
Burrow did too.
But Tariq, he wasn't even on the field. He wasn't even on the field for one of them games he lost.
Are we
37 seconds?
No,
37 seconds.
Generation.
No, I think Doctor.
No, I'm not changing no criteria. But if I'm so
eye test,
is you can I named I named super duper guys, Hall of Fame, well respected guys, and
You just
threw
named Steve
DJ
Young.
Stroud and Josh Allen in there. Are you crazy?
You just
No,
named
yeah.
Steve
That's what I'm
Young.
saying.
Steve Young,
I
I'll
think
say
it
this.
goes Burrow. I
Yeah,
think it
Steve
goes
Young. Steve Young
Mahomes.
is not in their tier. Steve Young is not in
You
their tier.
just named
Steve Young is
Steve
good. He's not in
Young.
their tier. Steve
You
Young is not
fucking
a
right
Dan
for
Marino
taking
tier.
Josh Allen over Steve Young.
Steve Young is not a Dan Marino
Huh?
tier. He's not a John Elway's tier.
Wait, you taking
Young is
Josh
tier
Allen
one.
over
You
Steve
saying
Young?
Josh Allen over Steve
You
Young?
take these
Josh
dudes.
Allen's a better thrower than
I'm
Steve
sorry,
Young.
turn my
without a doubt.
camera on.
Josh
Get out of
Allen-
here.
Listen
I'm sorry.
Listen
Get out of
here. When it comes to
No.
quarterbacking
Yeah.
the
You
football,
talking about projection. These guys ain't
I
done
ain't,
it.
no, I ain't
I ain't gonna lie to you.
So Dante, I
They
got
ain't
a
done
degree
it
in
yet, dog.
coaching.
Mahomes is the
None of
only
these-
proven one
I
out of
just
all
want you
of
to
them.
know this, OG, right now. I'm none of these internet niggas. I'm talking about what I've seen with my own two. I don't do that projection shit.
Listen what
I
I'm
don't
saying.
like that shit.
Listen
I'm
what
talking
saying.
about what Josh Allen put on paper, what he had put where my 4 eyes can
He ain't
see,
done it.
and what Steve
He
Young
ain't done
has put
shit
where my
compared
4
to
eyes can see. I can visually see. Fuck projection. I can visually see
They didn't.
that
What did
that
he
big ass
do?
white boy
What?
is better than this little nigga right here.
What have you done?
Visually see that.
Listen, what have you seen any of those guys besides Patrick Mahomes do that's even on in the same metaverse as the dudes
I
I
saw
just named?
Josh Allen. I saw Josh Allen run for 50 when he jumped over somebody and then truck a safety.
Oh
And
my
then right after
God,
that,
man,
he
stop
throw a
it.
fucking dot for
Stop
40
it.
yards in
What?
the
No, 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 no,
I saw
no, no, no.
Josh Allen carry a team
Magnificent.
to the conference finals, and then he had his teammates
He's the
draw
primary
passes.
rusher
They draw
on his
passes
team.
that could have taken to the Super Bowl. Josh Allen is a better
He
quarterback.
pulled a Cam
He
Newton
had
this
more
year.
ability.
He was the
better throw the
primary
ball.
rusher
Better
this
than
What
year,
the fuck
as
is
well as the primary
no.
pass.
You can say Steve
I
Young
ain't
has
gonna
a
lie,
better career
Josh
so far.
Allen
Stop.
didn't
That's not better
deserve
than Steve
MVP this year. Lamar should have got MVP this year if you go look at the numbers.
Can I say this?
Exactly.
Well, if you look at the numbers, Aaron Rodgers should have got the MVP last year over Lamar.
Can I say something real
You
quick?
just want to play that nasty
Can
ass
we?
game?
I'm just
Can we?
saying, he had more numbers and he threw way lesser.
Aaron Rodgers was way
Let-
better than Lamar last year.
Listen,
Can you pull them stats up for me?
real life perspective. None of the motherfuckers you just named, besides Patrick Mahomes, right now, can be even at the same table as the dudes I named. Because they ain't did shit to get in that conversation. That's what I'm not saying. One play here and there, what you saw a game. We talking about an illustrious career, bro. We gotta stop the bullshit now. You people want to take the flashes and compare them to careers. We can't do that.
But wait,
We
with
can't
Steve
do
Young
that.
though,
I'm
Steve
not
Young had
saying
what?
it's wrong on a projection wise. I think you own to something. But right now, today, what's the date? The 17th, 18th of May, 2025.
18th of
None
May.
of them dudes you named outside of Patrick Mahomes can be mentioned with the guys I just named previously.
But
And
this is the
Lamar
problem though.
Jackson.
With Steve Young only had what? Look at he had 7 full seasons in the
Lamar,
NFL.
Lamar Jackson's not in
7
there.
full when it was fully healthy. He played like 14, 15, 16 games. Half of Steve Young's career, he was a backup. Like, Steve Young only had 7 full seasons.
Jay, hold on 1 second. I gotta check OG real quick. So Lamar Jackson's not in there.
No.
I think Lamar Jackson accomplished more than Steve Young.
Nigga, Mars. Excuse me. I hate to call my elders niggas, but
But because this is what you not gonna do. Once again, you gotta win the big games too. You can't say so. This is gonna segue into my Michael Jordan conversation. I don't want to hear shit about no LeBron's the GOAT.
LeBron's better. He's definitely better.
Stop. Let me finish.
Gotcha.
Because it's a lot of younger guys that be on fentanyl with these conversations. There is nothing he does better than MJ. I'll take MJ's best 10 of his 14 and a half and put him against anybody's best 10. Here's the deal. Listen, here's the deal with that one, and I'm gonna shut up. Michael was the undisputed best player in his era amongst all those Hall of Fame guys. He was undisputed the guy. Even in his early years getting his ass whooped, he's putting up 63 against the Hall of Fame Boston Celtics, right? In losing effort when he was just by himself. Not once did he go team hop. Not once did he go cry. Not once did he complain. Every time he stepped on the court, he was the best player throughout his career until like he was 40. Okay, boom. LeBron ain't considered the best player in his era. You could say Steph Curry been the best.
Now you're lying. Stop it. No. Now you're just talking ridiculousness.
No, I'm not.
Is Steph
No,
Curry
I'm
or
not.
Kevin Durant even in the same context with LeBron? No, how many just 30 points against you? Every time LeBron stepped on the floor against Steph Curry, he was the best player on the court without a doubt. No, you are lying to yourself. You are lying to yourself.
No.
You were the best player.
Can I finish? Can I finish?
Never. He was never better than. No. You were lying too much.
Are you sitting here talking about LeBron is better than Michael Jordan?
He is without a doubt better than Michael Jordan. It's not even.
You are on drugs. I'm done with this combo. That's crazy. You out your mind. You are out your mind. You're out your mind. I don't want to hear nothing. You're probably one of them guys that's gonna say he played with plumbers. All right, okay. All right. I'm done with that one. That's crazy work. It ain't. I'll go find the best highlights you can find. It ain't even in the same galaxy.
The argument is stupid. Guess what? This is what we're gonna do.
It ain't a stupid argument. It's proven. And he's done more in 15. He's done more in 15 globally than LeBron has done in 22.
He hasn't. What are we talking about?
He has. If I play 20 years and you play 15, I should score more points than you.
Sure, without that, being able to stay healthy, sustain that level of
I don't give a fuck about longevity. I don't care about longevity. If you the GOAT, if you listen. If you the GOAT, if you are the GOAT, you're gonna get your team to win. You're taking the last shot. They depend on you. That motherfucker disappeared against the Warriors.
No. Hold on, Dante. You just talked about a team doesn't need quarterback because it's a team game and that a quarterback doesn't control everything. Guess what? Basketball, it's a multi-variable analysis.
No, you could take over a game in basketball. One motherfucker can take over a game in basketball.
That's fine, but you still need a team. Guess what? Michael Jordan
didn't have no super team.
No,
Michael Jordan didn't have no super teams, bro. Michael Jordan didn't have no super teams, bro. Michael Jordan didn't have no super teams.
Let me break that down.
You ain't got to break it down. He had Scottie Pippen and some other guys. He had Scottie Pippen and some other guys. He had Scottie Pippen and some other guys. Dennis Rodman came later. Dennis Rodman came later.
To everybody in the chat, now it's time to educate y'all, and we're going to educate Dante. Listen up.
You ain't going to educate me because you ain't going to. I'm not finna drink that bullshit you pour.
No, check it out. This is what drinking that shit. This whole argument of what a super team is. Guess what? Different eras throughout the league, teams are built differently. In the 90s.
No. You don't go jump on it. You don't go dick ride to win no games. You don't go dick ride to win no games.
Let me finish my point.
I'm not buying that. That's soft shit. That's bullshit.
You don't got to. This is all facts, baby. It's all facts. Check it out.
Nah,
in
fuck
the league, all right? When we talk about how teams were made. Teams were made differently in different eras, all right?
No. You don't go team hop so you can.
Let me finish.
You don't team hop.
Let me finish. So teams were built differently. So in the 90s, you could have a great team with one superstar or two and build a team around them with specialty guys. That was a defensive guy, a shooter, whatever the case may be. And then throughout the 2000s, again, you had one or two stars like the Kobe Shaq Lakers. All right, you had one or two stars there. And then after that, you had Detroit Pistons were an anomaly. They just had a great team filled with 5 guys, right? But then you had a team like the Spurs with Duncan, and he had a partner up, whether it be Tony stepping up, Manu stepping up, whatever the case may be. But when LeBron, in that era, when they started winning, you needed 2 or 3 guys. The big 3 era of needed a couple guys with the Boston Celtics. Hold on. Let me finish. Hold on. The Boston Celtics that started it with Kevin Garnett, Ray Allen, and Paul Pierce came together in the East. Then it's like, oh, damn, you probably need 2 or 3 guys at an elite level to start winning championships. And then in the 2010s, you really needed 3 guys, whether it's the Warriors, whether it was the Heat.
I don't care about that. I don't respect that. You can't be. We talking about the GOAT. I don't give a fuck about no era. The 90s was the best era of basketball. It had the most viewership. It almost had as much as the NFL.
Okay, see,
it's been on decline since Jordan retired.
Hold on.
Those are facts. You can fact check that.
Yeah, okay. Now let's break down the view. The viewership argument has nothing to do with the actual, game of basketball. Let's break that down.
I'm talking about other things outside of that are contributed from the game play. Motherfuckers ain't interested in basketball like that.
No. This is what it is. So obviously in the 90s and even the 80s, TV was the kind of singular focus of how people consume sports. Now with social media, streaming, illegal sides, there's much more ways to consume the sport. So the ratings obviously are going to go down. But guess what? Basketball worldwide is bigger than it's ever been. It's
Oh
more
my God.
evident.
No,
It's more
no,
content on social media.
motherfuckers ain't watching it. Motherfuckers ain't watching it.
They're not watching it through the TV channel. They're not
Listen.
watching it.
Okay, so
Just
look.
the TV
Imagine Tupac Shakur with Instagram. Come on, man. We can make that argument all day long.
No, I'm saying different. No, I'm saying you just can't use the metric of rating.
I'm not just using that. I'm using facts with my 46-year-old eye saw both of these motherfuckers play.
Mm-hmm.
He is Michael Jordan and the rest of them.
No, definitely not. And you also said that
it ain't no definitely not. You could do a poll right now.
You said Michael Jordan did everything better than LeBron. That's a lie. LeBron's the better.
He's the GOAT. There's no way you're gonna convince me a motherfucker that went 4 and 6 is the GOAT. You're not convincing me.
Okay, so let's break down again. Finals record.
You ain't gotta break down nothing. Let me do this. I'll do you one better. 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 He three-peated twice. He's the finals MVP. No. Let me finish. Has LeBron ever did this shit? Finals MVP, MVP of the league, first team all defense, all everything. He did it 4 times.
Okay.
You can't argue that. That's GOAT. Period. I mean, so that conversation. Listen. It's over. It's over.
Okay. Yeah,
it's over. All the Hall of Fame dudes. Okay, you got guys like Stevie Francis, Allen Iverson, Tracy McGrady, Kevin Garnett, all these motherfuckers that played against both of these motherfuckers the same. I mean, they all got the same story. Michael Jordan was everything they said he was, and some. We saw it. I saw it with my own eyes.
So let's break down.
Period. I'm done with it.
Okay, no. So let's break down the finals.
Carl.
Right. So
hold on. It's my turn to talk real quick. Kobe beating Bryant is better than Michael Jordan.
You damn right. Damn right.
I got.
Merch, what you laughing for?
I got Kobe 6. I got Kobe 6.
No, I didn't.
You just talking.
Y'all not going to leave. Y'all not going to leave Bryant out of this joint. No. 1v1, Kobe Bryant is beating Michael Jordan. I don't care what you say. He had better footwork and he had a hell of a drug. And he was just as athletic.
And he played in the era that wasn't conducive to his play style. They still had the 90 setup. They still had the 90 setup with poor spacing. But the thing with them having the 90 setup with poor space and defense had evolved. It was the emergence of help defense. So Kobe did not play with no type of spacing that supported his play style. If he could have played in the 90s where you had to play man to man, or if he could play in today's era where everybody runs 5 out,
played in the 90s.
Would be undisputed.
Did Kobe not copy
the played in the 90s?
I want to say
with one team.
Kobe,
he didn't copy Michael Jordan. And I get sick of you niggas saying that shit. Because when you watch Kobe push, nigga really go to town, nigga.
Kobe like
no dribbles, nigga.
Kobe like 6th all time.
Because the one thing I'll tell y'all this. I'll give you niggas this. MJ was way more talented to Kobe. So he did a lot more freakish of athleticism shit. So a lot of his moves was very simple. He didn't have to do as much. Kobe did not have the athleticism Michael Jordan had. Michael Jordan had a 44-inch vertical. Kobe had a 36, my nigga. So everything Kobe had to do had to be surgical. Kobe averaged 36 points a game when the pace of the league was 90-some points a game. It was a way slower pace, nigga, and he averaged 35.
That technically is the greatest scoring season.
I'm not finna argue niggas about Kobe. Y'all have it. I'll just let y'all have it, whatever. But deep down in my soul, nigga, I know. Break on the line, nigga. Jack Bauer gonna kill that bald head, nigga, and he gonna kill that big ass cyborg. Because one thing I tell y'all, both y'all be wrong in both instances because y'all just hate on each other. Jake, I'll tell you this. When it comes to basketball, Michael Jordan is the textbook definition of a basketball player. When God was creating a basketball player, he created Michael Jordan. That's literally a textbook basketball version of getting a bucket.
That's okay.
Now, when you go wrong, Dante, where y'all niggas go wrong, LeBron James is the most freakish athlete we've ever seen on a basketball court.
He's not.
You could go line a million niggas up right now. 6'9", you lying. That nigga 6'9", 270 pounds.
Watch him dribble. If you pull up nigga highlight versus Mike highlight,
Michael Jordan is too little.
I'm gonna tell check.
Michael too little.
Check. I want y'all to hear me right now. That nigga is 6'9", 270 pounds with 6% body fat.
What the fuck does that mean?
He plays
what does that
guard.
mean?
What does that mean? Point guard.
He's also a better shooter than Michael. What are you talking about?
This is what LeBron tells y'all boys, be a witness. We a witness this nigga be at the end of the full court, bro. And walk a nigga down. Hit the shit off the glass.
Do nothing.
Jason Richardson thought he was finna be able to hit a 360. That nigga LeBron
He ain't did nothing to make me go wow. He hasn't wowed me.
I get it.
He never wowed me.
You're talking about 2008.
He wowed me in high school.
Wowed you with the athletics.
Listen here.
2008,
The one where LeBron won the championship.
He played so long, people forgot.
Bro, listen here, chat. When he
wowed me,
shit, that nigga was on the wing, chat. That nigga jumped from the wing,
my
nigga.
He
jumped from the wing.
He didn't wow you when he dropped 25 in Detroit and
the way he doing oop to this nigga, it was a nigga 5'11" standing in his way.
What are we talking about? What are we talking about?
Okay, no, wait. We got to jump just too quick. The whole final. He's a freak, 100%. But the whole finals record thing is such a stupid argument because if you look at the finals and look at the context of it,
There y'all go. Fuck that. The GOAT. We talking about a single dude averaging 37 in the finals. Averaging. Listen. You can't stop. Y'all just. I don't care. You're not listening. Y'all, every time this is what I hate about you motherfuckers. Every time somebody to give you facts, fucking receipts.
And
now we moving the goalpost. Listen. We moving the goalpost. They played against plumbers. I'll go show you.
No, I don't say that. I don't disrespect that. I don't say that.
Motherfuckers online saying that bullshit.
Those are kids. Those are idiots.
Motherfuckers saying that bullshit. But I'm gonna just leave it. I'm gonna leave it alone because Jerry Rice was playing against plumbers too, right?
No, that's stupid.
Some of them were, yeah.
Same shit. I had listen. I had some young motherfuckers. They posted Jerry Rice running routes on Instagram. Carl, I think I sent it to you. You got 1,000 young motherfuckers who still got Similac on their goddamn breath. Oh, that shit was weak. He was going against bums. Niggas is strapping that now. Okay, so then I had to bring out the receipts. Rod Woodson was playing that year. Aeneas Williams played that year. Deion Sanders played that year. Darryl Green played that year. Y'all got to cut the fucking bullshit, man.
I ain't gonna lie, Darryl Green is getting his ass routed today.
Don't take the Twitter troll serious, though, Dante. You can't take him serious. You can't take everybody on Twitter online serious.
Darryl Green getting his ass bodied.
I've learned that too. I've heard a lot of people.
The only people that's probably not getting ass bodied is Deion Sanders and Rod Woodson, but the rest of them DBs in that area, they're getting done.
You know what?
Aeneas Williams will lock up. I'm
not too many of them niggas. A lot of them niggas getting bodied in today's game.
Darryl Green probably a lock up. Isaac Hoda lock up.
Getting bodied.
Isaac Hoda lock up.
Okay, can I say something? I coach with bro. You need to go watch some shit. I'm gonna shit, Carl, because you talking stupid.
Bro, a lot of them DBs back then was getting routed, bro.
Oh, stop! Why are you serious?
I'm dead ass.
How you trolling?
A lot of them DBs is getting routed. I hate to make you mad, OG, but come on.
You ain't making me mad. You sound real. You don't play 22 years in the league and you getting rowdy. Shut up.
Yeah, bro, you talk about
LeBron. We don't care about longevity.
I ain't gonna lie, OG. Kakashi did say this. He said the new generation is supposed to always pass the old generation.
But they not. That's what I'm telling you.
You lying like fuck. You dropped Jamar Chase off in the 80s, my nigga. He gonna average about 2K a year. He gonna average.
You sound crazy as fuck. Jamar Chase ain't better than Wade.
No one said he was better than Wade. But
I've been saying he's better than Randy, but shit.
If you quit Jamar Chase back in the 80s,
if you drop Jefferson,
he gonna
Justin Jefferson for president. You drop Justin, the nigga that's on the $20 bill. You drop
okay, so look. No. I'm gonna kill your dumb ass argument. Can I talk? Can I talk? I'm gonna kill your retarded ass argument. No, I ain't listening to none of that shit. I'm gonna kill your argument with this because I played the shit. Watch this. Do you know what 21 personnel is?
Yes, sir.
2 backs, 1 tight end.
Yes, sir.
Jerry Rice got 22,000 receiving yards, bro.
23, 997.
And 206 touchdowns.
Is that longevity though?
No, because Jerry Rice could have retired at the 49ers in first ballot Hall of Fame. We all know that.
Just like
we do know. We do. He went to fucking way. He played in all the Super Bowls. He was MVP.
I
hear
you. I'm with you.
He first ballot. Listen, I'm telling you, he didn't need longevity. He didn't have the stat pat. He didn't have to do that. Pad stats. That motherfucker was him.
But his movement was like the receivers of today.
No. They were not.
He was moving how they moved.
Listen, I'm going to debunk the bullshit you think. Because young motherfuckers think just because a guy have more physical attributes, he's better. No. These motherfuckers had skill. So watch this. Jerry Rice, 6'2", 190. He ran a 4.68.
Yeah, not the fastest.
We all hold Dion. I got a hot 5-pack of DBs that could arguably beat the top dog. It ain't just Dion. Rod, Charles, Champ, Revis, and Dion. Right? Darryl Green is in that conversation. These are facts. So you're talking about a guy who played in the offense that had a fullback and a tailback and a tight end and just 2 wide receivers, and he still put up all them numbers. The shit different now. Everybody's shotgun. They throw the ball 70% of the goddamn time now. It was a run-first offense back then, and he put up them numbers. You can't say, if I take this dude, no, it's not going to happen easy like that. It was different ball game, too. Motherfuckers played more aggressive. It wasn't no not touching motherfuckers and targeting and all this bullshit. You can't say that. But what my
West Coast offense is a more pass-heavy version is this.
My point to you is this. Young people, stop automatically assuming that just because guess what? It's Jerry Rice's 50 touchdowns ahead of the next 2 Hall of Fame guys who were athletically freakish, Randy Moss and Terrell Owens. So by your ideology, your theory, just because if you're more faster, bigger, stronger, you're better. Nah, brother, because all these other motherfuckers that it's about 15 or 20 other Hall of Famers that are physically better than Jerry Rice all day long.
Well, I mean, I'm different than everybody else because, like I said, if you beat out somebody that's supposed to be more freakish than you, obviously you're the bigger freak. So I don't go about all that more freakish because what he put on paper. Because in the South we got these things. Rika can tell you this. In the South we got these things called football.
I lived in the South.
They might not test. They might not run as fast as 40. They might not have the craziest body. But when that whistle blow and them referees come out there, boy, them niggas like, bro, I don't know who this nigga is right here. But he runs fast. He's jumping over people. That's what I'm saying. Like Rice was freakish on the field.
Rice didn't have no freakish ability.
The freakish athletic ability he had was just being a football, the master of deception. He's so cracking the school zone, kids. On that field to DBs, he's so cracking the school zone.
No, listen, it's not going through. I'm giving you clear-cut, straight shit. Your theory says those guys who are more athletic than the other guys are better. That's what you said.
No,
that's what you're saying when you say
what
LeBron is 6'9". Fucking Magic was 6'9".
Yeah, but Magic not moving like LeBron. Not Magic not moving.
That's a whole different combination of.
What I'm talking about right now, what I'm talking about with Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson, the skill of those niggas right there, you drop them off because you got to think about it. Justin Jefferson is 6'3", 220. Jamar Chase is 6'1", 220.
That don't
Their
mean
skill, it does because the skill, the route running they have, the catching they have, the catching abilities they have, bro.
Randy Moss is the most freak. Listen, Randy Moss is
no.
Yes.
I'm talking about freakish. I'm talking about the skills they possess with a freakish ability. I think that's what's going over your head. Nowadays,
skill. You said look what you just said. 6'3", 2. That don't mean shit.
It means nothing. His skill
that
matches.
Don't mean nothing.
It
means nothing.
Matches.
It means nothing. Your size and shit ain't got nothing to do with.
I'm finna let you know.
It has nothing to do with.
Listen here.
Jerry Rice was 5'7".
Jerry Rice had routes like that, bro. Jerry Rice had them routes, and he was milking them.
But listen,
so you get a new generation that got to study Jerry Rice. This is what I'm trying to tell you. You get a new generation. But what I'm trying to tell you, you got a freak like Jamar Chase that sat down and studied Jerry Rice. So now you're gonna take one of Jerry Rice.
Now you bring it up. No, listen to what I'm saying.
Listen to old ass niggas, bro. Jerry don't want to see no fucking Jamar Chase. You lying to yourself right now.
No, I'm not.
You lying to yourself. Darrell Reeves didn't even want to see Stevie Johnson. And Justin Jefferson is a 5-time version better than Stevie Johnson.
What are you talking about? Niggas don't want to
explain to you.
What did they do?
Football. I'm trying to tell you, every time Stevie Johnson went against Darrell Reeves, he was always going for 100. Stevie Johnson. I've seen Darrell Reeves get his ass whooped with niggas that run routes.
I think Dante's left. Dante's out of here, man. But Dante froze.
I said Justin Jefferson, and he looked at me like I said, motherfucking Drake London. Niggas running routes.
I think Dante lagged.
Yeah, he frozen. Yeah, he frozen right now. But yeah, all the kids watching LeBron.
I'm talking about Knicks that selling drugs in the school zone, Jimmy. Talking about regular nigga.
I understand what you're saying. I just think that obviously if you transport players in 2020,
fuck out of here, that nigga Jamar Chase 225 on a 4-3. That's pressure, and he running it all game. Carl, you play COVID, so you need to tell me if it's a nigga out there 6'1", 225. Wasn't a 4-3 all 4 quarters, bro. You telling me you having fun, bro?
That's not fun, bro. And that can run routes. And that can run routes.
That's tough. Can't even hear you, man. But get close to the microphone.
He got that wiggle. He got that wiggle to him, man.
Man, I watch ball, bro. I'm not tripping, bro. I watch that shit, bro. I'm telling you, I watch that shit. Them niggas not having fun versus them demons, bro. Them real.
This is what they say. They say the best receiver.
Chase on my worst enemy. Well, that shit is not fun.
They say the best receiver is a receiver that can get anywhere on the field. That's the best receiver. A receiver that can get anywhere on the field, wherever he line up at, he can get to wherever he wants.
Man, Marlon Humphrey, one of the most physical DBs in the league. Boy, I saw that boy motherfucking pressing that nigga. They still threw Chase the ball. Once the ball came to Chase, that nigga Chase said, I'm like, bro, not only did he just stiff arm the nigga that's on him, you mean to tell me he's finna take it 70 yards right now?
Yeah.
Jay Jettas and Jamar is a different breed of kids. I ain't gonna lie.
They're a different breed, but they're not Calvin Johnson though. I think Calvin Johnson is better than those boys.
Listen.
I got Calvin Johnson as a GOAT. He might go wide receiver.
I love Calvin.
I test him the best wide receiver.
I love Calvin. Listen, I love Calvin. I love Calvin. But I don't know if I seen Calvin take one of them little hitches like that right now.
But hold on, Have you ever seen a wide receiver? Have you ever seen a wide receiver with two corners, man pressing him,
Julio,
the guy behind him?
They did it for Julio. They did it for Julio. They did it for Larry Fitzgerald.
With the safety over the top.
They did it for a few receivers. No, I ain't gonna lie, Jalen. They did that a few times.
I love Calvin.
They did. They did it. They did it for Julio. They did it for Julio. They did it for Randy. They did it for Jared. They did it. Who else? Who else they had did this shit for?
Show. Don't get me wrong. Calvin is a.
No, it was one nigga I just named, Larry Fitzgerald. Yeah, they did it for all of them. Like,
how did they get safety help like they did to Calvin?
Huh?
Did they get the safety help over the top too with Calvin? I mean, with the others? Because
yes, bro, they do it for them in the red zone.
Man, I gotta see that.
Damn, two boys right there, though.
They pulled them videos up. They do it. They did it for a lot of.
I also think
I thought it was only Calvin too, bro. They pulled the video.
Them two boys. Them two boys right there.
And I didn't even say niggas like
different
Devontae
That's
Adams,
different
bro.
breed.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm just talking about the freakish niggas I ain't seen, bro.
That
Like
can run routes.
that can run routes, bro. That's all I'm saying, bro. That's not fun guarding them niggas, bro. You not just gonna tell me them niggas just finna be like, yeah, man, we in the 80s. Yeah, come here, son.
I think Calvin being noticeably bigger makes it even more difficult.
Lord Jefferson, boy, you
Don't
want a
do
triple
it.
crown? Trash, man. Hell no.
It'd be like that. Yeah, I will say though, Jerry Rice's numbers for them to stand this long, based on how the era has.
He got 1,000 yards in the. He got 1,000 yards in the 2000s.
Yeah, it's crazy for Jerry
He
Rice.
got 1,000 yards in the 2000s at 41 years old.
Super
He the
impressive.
best route runner ever. I tell people that. The greatest receiver ever. The greatest. Listen here. The greatest. Anybody would be living in the French River era. Like anybody, listen here. That is the greatest. I swear to God. When we talking about the best receivers, I just assume Jerry Rice is one. And then if you just want to talk about the best receivers after, you don't even have to just bring his name up no more. Like,
no, I think everybody knows.
When I'm trying to explain to OG, his movement is transferable through all the generations. Like he gonna route everybody up. Like 2,000 DBs, 2020 DBs,
false.
2030 DBs.
He ain't routing up all the ones now.
I'm talking about Jerry Rice.
No, Jerry, listen, this is my point. You're making my point.
But no, I'm just saying that for the GOAT. But what I'm saying is these two niggas I'm telling you can go back in time.
What I'm telling you is this. This is what I'm saying. Your will got to be stronger than your skill. There's guys way more talented than Jerry Rice. These are facts. Yeah. But they ain't never better than him. Because there's things that guys are called technicians. You ain't got to be the fastest. You ain't got to be the biggest. You ain't got to be the strongest. Just because you are that, don't auto. I'm not saying you, but this is the argument that young motherfuckers always do. I train a lot of athletes. I've seen look like Tarzan, play like Jane over and over and over and over and over again. These guys are good, but they ain't. Watch out. What you want to talk? Say what's up.
What's up?
What's up?
What up?
What's up, little man?
What's going on?
How you doing, little Dante?
So my point is this. I don't when people talk the best guys, there's only a certain few guys that can transcend different eras. I think Adrian Peterson can play in any era.
Yeah.
Not all the guys can do that. And we can say the all-time leading rusher is Emmitt Smith. He's not better than Walter Payton. He's not better than O.J. Simpson. He's not better than Jim Brown.
Yeah, better than
He's the Dallas Cowboys. He's the greatest running back of all time.
No, he's not. That's crazy. That's crazy. You don't believe that. You don't believe that.
I can name 15 guys. Listen, stop.
He has the record.
Listen, stop.
He has the record.
I can name 15. If you're a general manager, you are drafting these other 15 guys. I'll name them before you draft Emmitt Smith. I swear to God, you will.
Go ahead.
15 is a lot.
Nah,
you think I'm bullshitting?
Hey,
let's go.
I want to see what 15.
Bam,
I'm a running back.
You there?
I got you. I'm here.
You there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Barry Sanders.
Yeah, without a doubt. Barry Sanders is greatest of all time.
Tony Dorsett.
Yeah, maybe.
Yes.
There's a couple other names you would have said before.
Let's go.
No.
Listen.
Give me the names, Marsh. This is no particular order.
Okay,
no order, but I'm just trying to see.
Yeah. Freddie Taylor.
Freddie T, of course, yeah.
Yes.
For sure, Freddie T.
Shit. Marshall Falk.
Yeah.
I'll give you that. Yep.
LaDainian Tomlinson.
Yeah.
Yep.
Adrian Peterson.
Yep.
Yeah.
Marcus Allen.
Yes.
Now we
I don't say no. Yes.
It's too debatable. So
how is that debatable?
Wait, not to just think. We'll go back to it. Name somebody else. Go back to
it. Just keep going, Marsh.
Did I say AP?
Yeah.
Yes.
A healthy Bo Jackson.
I mean, yeah, of course.
Yeah. Fuck yes.
Yeah.
You didn't say Walter Payton. Say Walter Payton.
He said Walter Payton already. He said Walter Payton.
I thought I said it before.
He said him after.
Gale Sayers.
No.
Yeah. Yes. Fuck yes. He was buried before buried.
Yeah.
Go watch it. Go watch
Gale Sayers. Come on.
Go watch it.
Come on.
I'll take Sean Phillips.
Now we're reaching. Now we're reaching.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
You're reaching.
No, I'm not.
Space Jam.
Eric Dickerson.
Of
This
course.
I'll give you. Yeah,
Eric Dickerson.
Yeah, that'll give you.
Okay.
Yep.
Sean Phillips did numbers, and he didn't have nowhere near the fucking offensive line. All these guys would have dwarfed his numbers in Dallas.
It's a few I'll keep giving you. Keep going.
That's 12, ain't it?
Nah, that's
I
10.
said 15. That's 12.
Nah, that's 10.
That's 12.
It's 10, Marsh.
Barry Sanders.
Yep.
Bo Jackson. Marcus Allen. AP. Freddie Taylor.
5.
Tony Dorsett. Marshall Faulk. LaDainian Tomlinson. I'll go Clinton Portis.
Nigga, you're high.
How am I high?
No.
Hey,
that's
listen.
Emmett Smith.
Okay. Listen. See, this I knew I'd get a young dumb motherfucker.
That's right. Keep going.
Listen. Y'all say I'm wrong when I say this. I'm a general manager or a head coach, and I'm drafting out of all these guys. Emmett Smith is not in your top 15.
Can you name the rest of them, Marsh, please? You said you stopped that.
I'll take Ricky Waters.
This is a reaching. Like it's
I'm not reaching.
Right.
I played ball. I'm telling you what I would do.
Check me out. So this is what I'll go. I'll go Barry Sanders,
Yep.
Eric Dickerson, Adrian Peterson,
Yep.
Walter Payton,
Yep.
Jim Brown,
Yep.
Bo Jackson.
Bo Jackson, of course.
OJ Simpson.
OJ Simpson, yes, of course, OJ Simpson.
LaDainian Tomlinson.
Marshall Faulk, Edrin James, LaDainian Tomlinson.
I take Marshawn.
Ricky Williams. I ain't going that far. Ricky Williams. I'll go Ricky Williams. I'll go Freddie T. That's 12. Chris Johnson.
Chris Johnson.
You fucking right, Chris
Bro,
Johnson.
you high.
You taking Chris Johnson over Clinton Portis?
No, he's taking Chris Johnson over Emmett Smith.
Joe, listen what I'm saying.
Lewis,
when I said Clinton Portis, y'all said what?
Jamal Lewis.
So you can name 15. Like you proved my point right.
No, but the problem is though, there's only like 8 to 9 of them that are for sure. Everything else,
No.
After that, it gets
all of those dudes. Listen.
What did he do to you? What did Emmett Smith do to you?
He didn't do nothing to me because he's respectable. I'm giving y'all I'm trying to make a point, and y'all keep bullshitting. Because if you listen. You put any one of them guys behind that Dallas line.
I'll give you that. That's the greatest offensive line ever. That was the greatest offensive line ever.
Ricky will go crazy.
Man, fuck Ricky. Motherfucking Barry Sanders have 20,000 rushing yards.
That's one of the best running backs out of California.
Barry the GOAT. I get it. Barry
he's one of. I fucked him up. I fucked Ricky up. He's a phenomenal football player.
You tackled Ricky
Jamal Lewis was phenomenal too.
You tackled Ricky Williams?
Yes.
When? I didn't know.
You remember when he got suspended for the 2000?
Yeah, he came to the CFL for a little bit.
He went up to Canada, played in Toronto.
Yeah, he was a CFL a little bit.
And then after that, he went back to the Dolphins and tore shit up with Ronnie Brown.
Ricky Williams is one of those what ifs. He's one of those what ifs. I feel like the NFL career just could have been.
That boy had 1,100 carries in 2 years.
Now listen. Ricky Waters was a talented motherfucker.
Yeah.
Very. Could receive. Remember, he played receiver too at Notre Dame. Ricky was him. Yeah, so I'm saying you put those caliber guys in that offense, it's not even close.
I hear you. You put a lot of running backs behind that offensive line with the quarterback in that system. They do really well. That's without a doubt.
That's all I'm saying. Yeah, but no disrespect. It's not to slight Emmett. He's
let alone Saquon.
Yeah, you got to give him credit. Yeah, you got to give.
What about Saquon and Derrick Henry, Jeremy?
It's not to slight him. It's to prove a point. You get what I'm saying?
I hear you. I think it's more. I think you want to say
if we're going on that theory. I'm just saying if I was a GM, right, and I'm going based off college and their physical attributes and the projection, and all these dudes we named did stupid dirt in the NFL. Right?
I know.
So what do you think they'll do with that? We'll never know, but we can assume.
Emmett did have vision, though. I ain't gonna hate on my nigga like that.
All those dudes I mentioned had vision.
He's the greatest.
Emmett had that top tier vision, though.
I mean, we just got to give him credit. Yeah, like I said, staying healthy, putting up the numbers, making the right plays, playing as long as he did. Especially as an athlete, you have to respect. Staying healthy, getting your body ready every week. Exactly. You know how difficult it is for your body every week.
I was 35 covering 21-year-olds. So
I know. I'm taking Derrick Henry over Clinton Portis, though.
You're taking
But hold on. Are you talking like at their? Hold on. Are we talking careers or at their best? Because at their best, there's conversation.
At their best,
I'm taking that's a conversation you have with a lot of running backs. At their best, who's a better?
I'm taking Derrick Henry over
Careers is
Clinton
different.
Portis. Shoot, I'm taking Saquon Barkley over Clinton Portis too.
Nah, Clinton Portis though was man.
Clinton Portis was nasty.
Portis was tough though.
He was tough,
Clinton
but I'm
Portis
taking
was nasty.
Saquon and Derrick Henry over Clinton Portis.
No.
Huh? Nigga, you high.
At the best. Didn't
At
Clinton
their
Portis go
best, I'm
Didn't he
taking
go for two?
Saquon
He
Barkley.
went for 2 G's and he was fast than a motherfucker.
Okay, I'm taking Saquon Barkley and Derrick Henry.
Okay.
They both went for 2 G's.
And I'm taking Derrick Henry over Jamal Williams.
Clinton Portis,
yeah.
man.
Yeah, I'm taking
No. Fuck no.
Yeah. What? Nigga, you
No.
high?
Are you out?
What world are you living in? Because
The world Dub, I forgot you a goddamn baby and you just talking out the side of your neck.
Football for running backs never changed.
Bam.
You gotta go through them trenches.
You need to go back and see what Jamal. Can I talk? Can I talk?
No,
Can I talk?
I'm not finished talking.
Can I talk?
OG,
Can we? Do you want to go back? Do you want to go back and look what he did in the SEC and the NFL?
No, but I'm telling you,
you ain't telling me shit.
But I'm telling you,
you ain't telling me shit.
What Derrick Henry did in the SEC and the NFL?
I'm taking Jamal Lewis
over Derrick Henry, Marsh. What is wrong with you, dude?
I quote Jamal Lewis. That nigga from Bankhead, real life.
You have CTE.
Bankhead.
Jamal Lewis over Derrick Henry. You're high. Stop smoking cigars.
I take Derrick Henry
because football running backs never change. You can make an argument for wide receivers.
Jamal Lewis, you acting like that. You acting like that's a reach.
It is a reach.
It ain't a reach,
bro. Derrick Henry is far more, way better than Jamal.
No, he is not.
Yes, he
is not.
Yes, he is.
No, he is not.
Man of that statue to take that type of physical abuse.
Here we go with
Okay.
All right, I'm done. Go ahead, y'all go talk.
The one running back I think we forgot who I think is better than Clinton Portis, Jamal Lewis, Derrick Henry, and Saquon. I think Priest Holmes at his best was better than those boys. Priest Holmes during those Kansas City years to me was better than all.
Priest Holmes was nice.
Priest Holmes was that 2-3 year stretch. Priest Holmes.
Somebody said, "What about Todd Gurley?"
Better than who?
I don't think he's better than these guys.
Talking about Clinton Portis.
Nah, he ain't better than
somebody in the chat. Somebody in the chat said, "What about Todd
Gurley?" What about Terrell Davis? Terrell Davis, I mean, iconic playoff performer. We talk about big game moments stuff.
Hey, to keep it buck with you, D. Marsh, it's the debate between Darren McFadden and Clinton Portis.
No.
Yeah. Yes, it is. That's an argument right there.
How is that an argument? We talking about 2,000-yard Clinton Portis.
Hey, that's an debate.
Stretching.
Hey, no, you can make an argument for Darren McFadden.
Can't make no. You know what?
I ain't making no argument for no
You can make an argument for that. Darren McFadden, Clinton Portis, you can make an argument for that.
What about Sean Alexander or
not the NFL?
Sean Alexander at his best versus Clinton Portis versus best. I think they're very close.
That's more comparable.
Yeah, I think that's very, very close.
No Todd Gurley, Bama?
Nah, Todd Gurley's a tier below. Yeah, he's a tier below.
He had a good first 2 seasons.
Yeah, he had the degenerative knees. This wasn't gonna work out.
Well, he was on pace to be the greatest running back ever. Well, one of the greatest running backs ever. I'm sorry. Like he literally was on that pace thing.
Greatest ever from the start. Oh, look that up. That's a great because Clinton Portis it was his best 2 seasons, like his first couple seasons.
Yep.
Yeah, right. Even Clinton
Portis first 3 seasons. So
crazy. Yeah.
Look, he had 1, 2, 3. So he had 3 1,500-yard seasons. Derrick Henry had 5.
But Todd Gurley. That's what. Hold on, Bam. I think you have some like revisionist history with Todd Gurley because he's.
Let's look at
his rookie year, 1,100 yards, 10 touchdowns.
That's cute. You know, that's cool. Yeah, that's cool.
229 carries. Next year, 800 yards, 6 touchdowns. Year after that, 1,300, 13 touchdowns. Year after that, 1,200, 17 touchdowns. And then that's when his knees started to get bad.
Look at some of these other running backs, though.
812.
Yeah.
609. I mean, shit, bro. He had bad knees, my nigga.
Clinton Portis' first 4 years was 1,500, 13, 15. That's nuts.
That's crazy.
That is actually nuts. First 4 years is nuts. For Clinton Portis, that is wild. At 200, basically, 200 carries every year. Yeah, he got a bit of that Terrell Davis career, just too short injury. be like that sometimes.
And
especially
then Denver gets Champ Bailey. Then Denver gets Champ Bailey in that trade with Clinton Portis.
You know, I ain't gonna lie. I take Chris Johnson over Clinton Portis too.
Carl, what?
But hold on,
I'm not mad at that, Carl.
No, but hold on.
They're mad at that, man.
They're different running backs. They're different.
That's
running backs.
No, they all play the same position.
I don't care. They play running back.
Yeah. Well, sure, different running back.
I don't care.
Stylistically, they're different. That's a close to a game.
Man, like I said, if you showed me this running back right here,
Well, hey, wait, this is gonna rock the boat. Look, this is gonna rock the
man,
boat.
we're not even gonna play.
I'm not even gonna
sophomore
troll.
year, boy.
I'm taking Ezekiel Elliott over Clinton.
Okay, you don't went too
You're
far.
on fentanyl and you have no more
Yeah,
credibility. You have no more credibility.
You're tripping.
Give him a timeout.
You're
Give him a timeout, man. Give him a timeout.
Hey, let's go look at the numbers. Let's look at Ezekiel Elliott's first.
Okay, do this. Look at Clinton Portis' first
That
5
nigga
seasons and
is
look at
tripping, Chad. That nigga is tripping right here.
That's that
You on
cowboy
crack.
juice.
He just
That's
trolling.
that cowboy juice.
I mean, now look at. I think Clinton Portis had the best first 5 years ever, or best four. Yeah, best four. Yeah,
Best
the first 4
four?
years. There's nobody who started with the better 4 years than
Chris
Portis.
Johnson?
I don't even think he put up numbers like that.
Yeah, 12, 2K, 13, band, 12. Ooh, shit.
That ain't better.
2K.
Yeah, 2K
Okay,
web.
so add up in the first 4 years and then divide it and see what it would turn out to.
All right, man.
Yeah, Clinton
I
was
like
a little more
Chris
consistent.
So Zeke's first year, he had 16K. He had a band second year. Had 14K his third year. Had 13K his fourth year. And he had another band his fifth year. And then sixth year, he had a band. Then he fell off.
And Portis' first four just 50. He's just so consistent. A lot of carries too, though. Damn, he had 352 carries in that fourth year. 343. It's a different game too.
You said first 4 years, right?
Yeah, first 4 years.
And then, like I said, Saquon Barkley is better than Clinton.
So that's 1,400. Chris Johnson is 1,411.
And Jamal Williams.
Oh, so 11 more yards?
No. We finna do the average.
Oh, okay.
I'm just doing the average.
And
So Chris Johnson is 1,411. That's his average. 4-year average.
I think Clinton's going to be right there. Yeah, it might be even like 1450, I think. 2, 3, 4. His first 4 years, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Clinton Portis might edge him.
Yeah.
It ain't a big disparity. They like right there with
Well, you right. 1,482.
Yeah. And wait, and I want to say Clinton Portis was still giving you, about 300.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Because
Hold on, wait.
over here.
Yeah, but hold on.
Chris Johnson gave you 500.
He did. But hold on. In the era in the 2000s, early when the running back wasn't doing that as much, you know what I'm saying? So Chris Johnson had more opportunities in that passing game. I get it. But relative to era, you could make a case that Portis was better at receiving than Chris Johnson relative to the era.
You could. What I'm saying,
because they had the same amount of receptions.
This is what I'm saying. When somebody says the crazy shit, he way better. Nah, we just seen that.
Yeah, they're close. Yeah, they're 100%. Yeah, they're close without a doubt.
I think Clinton ran through between the tackles more.
100% without a doubt. I think Chris Johnson had
Chris Johnson ran
longer
through the tackles too, though.
He did. Yeah,
he didn't. I said Clinton did it more. I didn't say he didn't. I'm saying
CJ 2K when your average.
Clinton Portis wasn't your average either.
What I'm also saying though too is that like
look up Jamal Lewis first 4 years.
I think we have to look at stylistically too. From what I'm seeing, stats of like 20 plus yards. 20 plus yards carry, 20 plus yards and like one carry. Johnson had more of those, while I think Portis was a little more 5 to 7 yards every carry, a little bit more consistent. While Johnson burst, gets stopped. So I mean, depending on how your team is built. Those
13 knee injury, 13 2K, and 1K.
Yeah, he had that knee injury, but that motherfucker was a monster.
Nah, Jay Lou was the true crack house, nigga. I'm trying to tell you, I know, man.
ATL
Bankhead. That boy from Bankhead. That boy really from the hood, now. Owen Holmes. Over there shot a load. All them niggas.
You got to remember too with Jamal Lewis. they had no quarterback during that time, so the boxes were always stacked against.
Yep.
They had no quarterback, right?
Yeah.
And it was that nasty AFC door.
Yeah, that's what every defense in that division was cooking. That's true.
Corey Dillon. I forgot about CD. Corey Dillon was a monster.
Corey Dillon was nasty.
And everybody who played in the league, Corey Dillon was him. So I could put him in that 15 I was talking about. There's guys we forgot about.
Corey Dillon, look, Corey good, but
Corey, listen. Corey
Curtis Martin
was
I forgot about Curtis Martin too.
Curtis is my favorite Martin. Corey Dillon was him. That's all I'm gonna say. So I'm just saying, there's nothing to slight Emmett. Emmett is well respected. He's a Hall of Famer. He deserved that. I'm just saying, if you are a GM and you got all those dudes in their prime lined up, you ain't picking Emmett in the first 10, 15 picks.
I'm taking Cadillac Williams over Clinton Portis.
Next topic.
Hey, Cadillac Williams was like that.
There's a lot
at
of
Auburn. Ronnie Brown was better than Cadillac. Ronnie Brown was better than Cadillac.
Bro, people thought Eddie Lacy was going to be generational in the NFL.
He was. He just got fat.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did.
Anyway, our next topic is New York Knicks finally go to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Hey, yo, son. Listen here, B. We did this one for the rats, B.
Yeah.
Them big-ass rats asking for cigarettes, B. Go ahead and go down there to the bodega, man. Tell them I sent you. You heard? Go ahead and get you a pair of butters.
Hey, I'm not
gonna pair of butters. Get you an NY hat, son. Go get you some fresh cabbage, chopped cheese. Nah, man. You feel me? Word to moms, yo.
And some Tim boots. I ain't gonna lie, I'm not excited about the New York Knicks going to Eastern Conference Championships in like 2-3 decades. But I will say this though. I don't want them to win it. I hate Knicks fans and I hate the Knicks. And I want Anthony Edwards. And I want Anthony Edwards and our other dark-skinned brother, Julius Randle, to really turn up and win. Because like I said, Anthony Edwards and Julius Randle's the last dark-skinned trench babies to represent for us.
You're gonna be real sad when they get swept. You're gonna be real sad when the OKC.
You think OKC is gonna sweep them?
100%. I think matchup wise, you look at the defenders that OKC has, how they played defensively against Minnesota during the regular season. It is such a matchup nightmare. Minnesota is absolutely cooked. I think again they've had one with the Lakers situation. Hold on. With the Lakers with no big man, the matchup situation worked out very well for them. And then going to the second round, getting the Curry injury definitely helped them in that situation. Again. They played great this playoffs. They ran well in spots, which happens in the NBA, right? You have to have things go your way to win a championship.
Healthy, we're not even having this conversation.
Hey, without a doubt, at 2015, you're right. At 2015, if Kyrie and Kevin Love healthy, they beating the Golden State Warriors in the first go round. But back to the top too. But hold on, what do you say though? So Wolves are great, but again, this matchup, we're talking about an OKC team who's had one of the greatest defenses we've seen. Right, we have matchup wise. You have Chet Holmgren, Isaiah Hartenstein being able to size up with Gobert and Randle, which they've had the benefit of having an advantage with those two. They don't have that advantage with OKC. Then you have Lou Dort, a top 5, top 3 perimeter defender, going against Anthony Edwards. And if you look at his numbers, he is perennially this year shut down guys all the way from Luka, Anthony Edwards, what else, Steph in the regular season. Lou Dort has been one of the best defenders in the league. And you have SGA, incredibly skilled high isolation scorer, who's had a poor playoffs. SJ's had a borderline bad playoffs and has gotten incredibly lucky that his team has played well enough for people to overlook his shortcomings this playoffs. But again, even with that, they're still coming up. Jalen Williams, scoring-wise. So problem Minnesota, again, once you shut down Anthony Edwards and his creation, Mike Conley's getting too old. He's not really going to be able to create. He's more of a spot-up shooter at this point in his career who has spurts. But against the OKC defense, going to struggle. Then you have a guy like Jaden McDaniels, who, again, can get hot shooting the ball, but it's not a creator. And, again, with the defenders that they're going to throw in with OKC, whether it's Jalen Williams might be able to guard McDaniels. McDaniels has not seen a defender like Jalen Williams throughout the playoffs because people, again, usually throw the best defender at Anthony Edwards, but the luxury that OKC has, they have multiple guys who they can throw at number one guy. To me, Minnesota is getting swept every game. There might be one close game, but I expect a 20-point blowout in most games.
You're crazy, Bill. You're high. You're smoking crack, and I'm gonna tell you how Minnesota's going to win. If Minnesota can protect and control the basketball, you're looking at a 7-game series.
So even at your confidence, you think it's going to be a 7-6?
Because OKC is not a scrub.
No, they're great. Yeah,
I'm knowledgeable of the game, and I respect it. But I'm telling you this right now: if the Wolves can protect the basketball and not create, because most of OKC's points come from turnovers. If you look at the paper, but Wolves have had problems and struggles with protecting the basketball and not having turnovers. So if the Wolves can protect the basketball, they will win.
Ain't that pretty much thing?
Shit. I mean, Warriors they lost. It was one series they was down bad in the turnover ratio, and they still ended up
saying, generally speaking, in basketball, if you can protect the ball and you got less turnovers, shit.
Most of OKC's points come from turnovers. They're huge.
Who's going to score for Minnesota? Who do you think?
Julius Randle's balling right now. Randle's going to give you about 25, 30.
Against Chet Holmgren?
What that man going to do?
Yeah. He's going to give you 25.
Against Chet?
Yeah,
no way.
Yeah, he's going to give you 25.
Randle's been great this playoffs. I just think, again, to match up Nightmare defensively, they just have all the answers for
Do you not know how strong Julius Randle is, brother?
And I think Chet's lean frame gives us the illusion that he's not as strong as they think. He's going to be able to guard Julius. And Julius loves to be on the perimeter, and Chet's an excellent defender on the perimeter.
And that's great, but he's going to give you about 25. And then Ant's going to be Ant at the end of the day.
He'll get his, but I think he's going to have to work.
But you talking rap?
Swept, yeah. I just want to be a sweep. It's going to be a sweep.
Yeah, that's nonsense. Can we, when I come out there to Toronto, can we put some gravy and fries on that, please?
Hey, I'm also the guy. If you go watch my other show on Sports Network with us, Fluent, I predicted Knicks Pacers in the Eastern Conference Finals. We're going to pull that up, talking about tonight in about an hour or so.
Oh, that's cool.
I predicted it. Yep. We're going to be clipping it. We're like, hey.
Yeah.
What is that shit called again? Poutine?
Oh, that's fries, gravy, and cheese curds. Yeah, we call that poutine. I'm not a big fan, but yeah, it's popular. People love it.
Hey, the fries and the gravy is actually good. I ain't putting the cheese shit on there, but I've eaten fries and gravy.
I hear you. Think with poutine, you got to eat it right away because I want the fries to still be crispy while I eat it. You know what I mean? It gets too soggy with the cheese and gravy. You should let it sit too long.
Mm-hmm. Street meat and T-Dot. Street meat, late night clubbing.
Who you got this series, OG? Who you got?
I ain't even interested in it. My Warriors out. My Warriors is out. I knew that was gonna happen with Steph. And I've over the years, the basketball shit it don't excite me no more.
Yeah, because Michael Jordan isn't playing. And that brings to my next question, guys.
No,
out of these big three, who is the best big three out of these big three? LeBron, Bosh, Wade, Steph, KD, Klay Thompson, or Jordan, Pittman, Rodman. Who are you taking and why?
Who? Say that one more time.
So you got Steph. No, I started well. Yeah, well, Steph, KD, Klay Thompson.
Klay.
Then you got Dennis Rodman, Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen. Then you got LeBron, Bosh, and Wade. Who are you taking out of those?
Are you basing it on fit together, skill set, best players? You know what I mean? Like, there's kind of so many angles you can kind of look.
3-on-3 basketball at the Rucker. God damn it.
3-on-3 basketball at the Rucker.
I'm taking Mike.
Oh, that's crazy.
It ain't crazy. That's my opinion. I have opinion. You could.
Yeah, I just think
ugly ass faces you want to. I'm taking the greatest basketball player of all time, Michael Jordan.
I'm taking in that situation. I'll take LeBron, Wade, and Bosh because I think Bosh down low on the inside is going to give you points. LeBron managing the point guard, doing it all, and then Dwayne Wade at his best before he got injured his second year with the Heat, which people don't realize that big three never really got the flourish because of Dwayne Wade's knees. As three players, I do think they kind of play the best together, especially positionally too. I would say Warriors, Steph, Durant, and Klay, great three, but I think on the inside could cause them some problems if Kevin Durant's kind of forced to play on the inside there. With the Bulls, I think the problem is Dennis Rodman is just no spacing technically. I mean, you can just leave Dennis Rodman open if he's on the perimeter at that point. And Scottie and Jordan are great.
And then have shot threes and sink them.
I mean,
we don't really need Dennis Rodman to do a lot of scoring. He's just a great defensive guy and a rebounder. Scottie Pippen and Michael Jordan gonna play excellent defense, and they can score whenever the fuck they want.
That's true, but I think LeBron and Wade versus Jordan.
He made Scottie get him.
I think LeBron and Jordan.
Whatever y'all want to
he said, Scottie.
Michael's here for Jordan, Michael Jeffrey Jordan is the greatest basketball player of all time. The GOAT.
Give me the greatest athlete of all time, LeBron James. I actually think he's the greatest
No,
athlete of all
he's
time.
not more athletic than Mike.
Well, I think his combination of size, speed, and skill, he definitely edges out Michael Jordan.
He's not more athletic.
I think there's certain aspects Michael is more athletic than LeBron, but I think it's totality.
This is what I look at LeBron like.
Mhm.
A big motherfucker. He looked like a big ass football player. He's not as athletic, graceful. None of that shit. He gonna power his way through some shit in his prime. He's not more athletic than Mike.
So I think LeBron, when one individual is, again, the whole like 6'6", 220 versus 6'8", 260, 270 at his best.
It really don't matter. It don't
No,
matter.
but say the athletic ability and burst at that size and weight, I think has a little bit more impact. Instead, like I said, whether it's going over the top of someone, hitting up, lowering your shoulder, getting hit like that.
He don't play behind it. He don't play consistently his size.
I mean, I think he's developed his game throughout his career. He played different. People forget 2008, 2009 was like peak. That's like peak athlete LeBron. He was running and gunning, going down the court.
At his peak, he's not more athletic than Mike. I could show you. You could go. This what we could do. And then I'm done.
Do you think Shaq's more athletic?
I'll be done with it.
Mm-hmm.
You could take the best 10 years of highlights, or go create a highlight reel and put it next to that motherfucking 23 in Chicago highlight reel. It's not even close. It's not.
I'll think LeBron's game.
I'm trying to tell you, just go look up LeBron. You can just type this in. First 7 years of Cleveland.
I've done it. And
Android.
It ain't.
OG. All I'm saying is Jordan got famous from dunking from the free throw line in the slam dunk competition.
Jordan was famous.
LeBron did that shit in the game after he stole the ball.
Huh? Jordan was famous before that.
No, what I'm saying is he had an iconic moment where he jumped from the free throw line. But he did that. But listen, what does that competition?
J.R. Ryder.
What I'm trying to tell you is
J.R. Ryder was the first dude to do between the legs. It's called the East Bay Funk. He was doing that shit in high school.
But what I'm trying to tell you
everybody doing it different now.
What I'm trying to explain to you is
LeBron to me. I'm not gonna agree. I saw what I needed to see.
LeBron stole the ball.
LeBron is a great player. He's not better than Mike.
Not a slam dunk competition. He stole the ball in the game, and then on the other end, he took off from the free throw line and caught it by his foot.
Oh, what?
And that's a fuck.
What am I? What is you
right there? Huh? It's not too many people. And then on top of that, he dunked on KG with KG arm straight up in the air like that. Dunked on Tim.
Jordan dunked on Manute Bol
straight up like that.
Jordan dunked on everybody.
No, but they never won.
Jordan dunked on everybody.
Did Manute Bol win Defensive Player of the Year?
Jordan dunked on everybody.
Did Manute Bol
Jordan dunked on everybody. Did LeBron win
Defensive Player of the Year? Tim Duncan and Kevin Garnett both won Defensive Player of the Year.
LeBron ever won Defensive Player of the Year?
The year Jordan won, Michael Cooper.
I'm not hearing it.
See, this you're not looking at the context. It's
because
lazy.
He's talking about one play. I'm talking about a career.
Yeah, no, but the thing is though, look, I think Michael Jordan is a
phenomenal. You're moving goalposts.
No, Michael Jordan is a phenomenal.
He's not better than him.
Michael Jordan is a phenomenal defender without a doubt. One of the greatest defenders of all time without a doubt. My problem is with the accolades. Tim Duncan is the greatest defender. No, sorry, Hakeem Olajuwon is the greatest defender of all time. Tim Duncan is the second greatest defender of all time. Right, I'm excluding Bill Russell in the conversation, and he never won a DPOY. The problem with these accolades, it becomes a little bit of a popularity kind of things of that nature, right? Hold on. Especially with Kobe too. Kobe has, I think, about 9 all defensive first. Guess what? Kobe stopped playing defense after 2005. People don't realize his coach would say he stopped playing defense. He took more chances. He had to carry more offensive load. This is why you got to watch the games and stop.
I watched the game. Yeah, I'm not
it's not just you, Dante. Yeah, it's not just you.
Listen, this is what I'm saying. How old are you?
31.
So listen, this is what I'm saying. I saw this shit. Shut up, Carl. There you go, being a YN. Just can I finish?
I was just telling him he wasn't old.
I'm not. I'm just saying. Seeing something in real time, and I had damn near floor seats. Prime LeBron, Miami Heat, when they played the Atlanta Hawks. I was in that building. Very good player, dominant force, all that. He just ain't better than Mike. It's nothing wrong with that. You act like I'm saying the man trash. When we talk GOAT talk, you put that body of work that this motherfucker did. He was, since he came into the NBA, he was him. Period. Throughout his run, he was always him. There was no other player in the league during his run that you could say, I don't know. I don't know. During
Larry and Magic were better for
Larry said it
in the 80s.
Man, okay. I'm done with the Michael Jordan conversation.
Yeah,
I got the receipts. So y'all can say what you want to say. I seen both. That makes my opinion very good. I watch this shit in real time. So when a motherfucker like me who's from Oakland, California, who is A's, Warriors, and Raiders, even when the Raiders got borrowed by LA, those are my teams. The fucking world shut down. You had to get WGN in California to watch the motherfucking Bulls. You ain't even a fan. You just know Michael playing. Everybody's shutting down to watch Mike. That's the difference. Globally.
I mean, look, what Michael Jordan did globally for the game of basketball, I would never take away.
He's the greatest player, period.
I went back and watched all of his finals performance. Phenomenal.
Period.
Okay, I have a number 2, so it's not a bad thing either.
All the great Hall of Fame guys. Here, this is what's gonna solidify it too. All the guys who played in the NBA. I played football. You're talking about these stories. They're all over the ain't nobody talking about LeBron like that.
Well, hold on, Dotson. There's definitely a generation.
Hold on.
That's a generational thing. That's a generational thing.
That's not generational.
Right now, there's so many athletes right now who say LeBron's the greatest basketball player of all time.
I don't see him.
Just like
I don't see him.
Then you're not listening.
I don't see him.
They're really out there.
I don't see him.
They just did the poll.
I don't see him.
They just did the poll. But that's
I don't see him.
They did the poll where they took a poll of who the GOAT was.
And
they did it.
Michael Jordan.
No, hold on. They did it like 5 years ago, and the difference was 70% said Jordan, 30% said LeBron. Then they did one last year. Guess literally the vote was now it's 55-45. They're gonna do one in 5 years, and guess what's gonna switch?
And it's gonna always be Mike. If motherfuckers, here's the problem. Young people, do your homework. Prime example. One of my Jake junior college players, right, talking this bullshit. They played against plumbers. They was weak.
That's stupid.
So listen, this is what the young motherfuckers say. I'm telling you, I'm a junior college football coach. I teach PE in high school. They all say the same dumbass shit, right? So I say, do your homework, right? So all these young motherfuckers that still got breast milk on their mouth they think Charles Barkley is the fat motherfucker sitting on TNT.
Yeah, they don't understand. Yeah.
I pulled up them highlights. Bam, listen to me. Motherfuckers was like, oh my God.
Bro, I tell people all the time, even you put a
Clyde the Glide wasn't no plumber.
Nah, that's
Dominique Wilkins wasn't no plumber.
There was
it's a lot of guys.
It was some plumbers in your era.
I told it ain't no era thing. Some dudes is just gonna be the greatest no matter what.
I tell people all the time.
Not all of them, though.
I'll tell people all the time. Chris Webber,
you
put Chris Webber. You put Chris Webber in today's game. He's gonna average a triple double. He averaging 25.
If Mike played in today's game, he going 40 a night.
I give him like 38. So
not going 40.
But he getting like 38. No, Mike in this era. Again, this only thing though. When transit era though too, I would say if Michael Jordan played in this era, he would have grown up differently. So I think his game would have been a bit different. He would have had to add the 3-ball, right? It would have been a little different.
Y'all act like people act like he never shot threes. He sunk a lot of threes. He didn't have to.
Yeah, it was a different game.
So with all the people talking about he didn't have a left hand, oh my God! So what if he did have one? Motherfucker scores.
No, he had a left hand. He had a left hand.
But Carl, the youngsters. Listen. I'm just telling you what they say. Every time we had these debates. I hear that. Look, you can't deny the shit, brother. This motherfucker was the greatest.
No denying. But you also understand old heads too. They say a lot of stupid stuff. Just like the young heads.
I'm not an old head. I sat there and I watched both. And I'm fair. I'm not being biased. I watched LeBron in like I said, I was probably 10 rows back, so I had a very good view. I was like, that motherfucker is him. Coming out of high school, he's him. I like LeBron. He's an all-time great. I'm not saying y'all act like I'm saying he trash. He's nowhere near the GOAT though. That's period. I don't give a fuck what you say. So Mike is that. Mike is the epitome of that. There's more people there's more people in the NBA that play that will say Mike is the GOAT, period. But we know this to be true.
So when that changes
and they
in
play,
5 years.
And they play, it ain't no about no fight. If a young motherfucker don't do their homework, that's on them. But the motherfuckers that matter, the Kevin Grants, or the fucking Paul Pierces, the Magic Johnsons, all the motherfuckers, Kenny Smith, all the motherfuckers, J.R. Ryder, all these people that played against both of these motherfuckers, Tracy McGrady, all the mother AI. Those are the motherfuckers I'm gonna listen to. I ain't listening to no goddamn 21-year-old.
Well, I think we have to just list to people who I think you are, who you believe can be knowledgeable, fair.
AI is very knowledgeable. He played against both.
I mean, look, I just think, again, this is a generous thing. Because look, I've had debates when it's at the poker table. I remember a couple weeks ago, he swears to God, Will Chamberlain's the GOAT. He was about like 67 years old, the older gentleman. He swears, there's nothing. He's like, LeBron and Jordan can't touch Will. But that's his opinion. We're going back for him, and I get it. Will has the case. Yeah, he has the case. Yeah, the case. But I'm saying, I just think generationally, there's players who people swear are the GOAT.
Here's the thing.
You know what I mean?
I'm not mad at that.
Hey,
right? Because Will, I'm not mad at that. What I'm saying,
put Will and Jordan in the ring at the same time.
Go James.
But they would have beat them. They would have beat them. But listen here, LeBron would put them niggas in that rim so hard.
Go James.
That big ass cyborg would have put
OG don't want to see my LeBron suit. He don't want to see the LeBron suit.
Man,
OG, you know LeBron be punching that ball, man. I don't know why you playing.
I'm gonna say this.
I'll tell you what I do know. I'll tell you what I do know.
He passed it to his teammates in the worst times, all that. But don't act like that nigga not go punch him.
You're not crazy to be top 5 in assists in the first.
He would have punched on them niggas, man.
Yeah, okay.
They would have talked about some 270. He would have punched on your drunk ass out there.
No, but look, I think Jordan and LeBron, players like that, transit any era. Kobe.
Yeah.
I think Shaq.
Yeah, Jordan too.
Shaq has a very interesting GOAT case. To me, Shaq's peak is a very interesting one. Like his level of dominance, people don't understand. Like you just couldn't stop. Yeah, ain't nobody worried about shoes. I don't wear Jordan or LeBrons.
Hey, Nick, I'm telling you right now, Marsh, your old ass need to get some Asics.
Asics is the new wave. That's the new wave. Asics is the new wave. It'd be the new wave.
You need to go get some. Asics, Mark.
Hey, OG, you ever get a sponsor?
Why do I get some when we can line up? My 46-year-old ass.
You wore Asics?
Nope.
By the way, chat, this isn't a sponsor.
I wear Chelsea boots.
Hey, and Marsh, we gonna stop posting. Deion Sanders' shoes is mid. I ain't gonna lie to you. Those are mid. Pippen's shoes were better than Deion.
I wouldn't say that. Yeah, them diamond turns out.
Football players need to do a better job of releasing like lifestyle shoes.
Charles Barkley's shoes is better than Deion Sanders' shoes. Bo Jackson's shoes is arguably better. Charles Barkley's shoes was better than Deion Sanders' shoes. I don't think that.
The only shoes I like better is Michael Vick shoes. Michael Vick shoes is tough.
Those are better than Deion.
The only thing talking about athlete shoes, like we got to give credit to like the designers of the shoes. These athletes ain't there really sketching out the shoes. Like Tinker Hayfield is a big reason why Jordan 1 the pros are amazing. Like I'm just saying though, the Nike designers creating the shoes deserve more credit if you actually like the shape of the shoes and the feel of it than the athlete. That's just a name that companies put on the shoe to sell it and market it, right? The actual shoe, comfort, look, stylistically, it's
you make you do service. You got that big ass house.
I'll say this though. I'm gonna go series wise. I'm going
big ass house.
Thunder. On paper, I think the Knicks have a better team, but I'm gonna say this: the Pacers is playing with house money. Nobody thought the Pacers would be there. They have been the underdog in every series they've been in, and the most dangerous team is a team that ain't got nothing to lose.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go Thunder Pacers.
That'll be a good series. I think it'll be a close series.
I'm going Grizzly Knicks.
Knicks in the finals.
They have no choice, Jalen. They have no choice. Based off what market they in, which is New York, and based off all the off-season movements they did, get rid of Julius Randle. Cat don't have no option but to continue to perform and try to get rebounds, try to create the difference for them as being the X factor. I just think right now they're in a position to where they can't afford. like it's pretty much finals or bust for them. I'm not saying
you
they're
can't
gonna
lose
win
to the Pacers team. Yeah, they're the favorite by a mile.
Yeah, you know what I mean. They lost 7 games. I think they don't lose this time. I think they win in either 6 or 5 this time. A lot of people saying the Pacers are going to push the pace versus because the Pacers just play at a way faster pace. But for me, what that is, right now in today's NBA, your point guard got to be able to give you something. And I know Halliburton is due for a 4-point game, 8-point game, and that's not really what's going to happen. You can't afford that versus Brunson. Brunson finna try to play bully ball. I think the Knicks finna come with straight bully ball versus them. A lot of people out of hate for Cat, they talking about some. Oh, I don't like Cat versus Miles Turner and Siakam. But like I said, athletically, tool wise, Cat should be able to dominate the Bulls. I'm just being honest.
Miles Turner versus Cat is an interesting matchup.
It is an interesting matchup, but the reason why it's an interesting matchup, they both like to do the same thing, essentially.
Yeah. Turner, he's going to be in the perimeter. Actually, both those guys will rebound well because they'll be in the perimeter a lot because they love shooting the threes. I think guys like Josh Hart, Nate Smith will be fighting for rebounds, kind of crashing the boards. It'll be interesting to see. Jalen Brunson versus Tyrese, who will have a better.
It's going to be Rudy Gobert versus Mitchell Robinson. Of course, with the interior rebounds. Don't forget about that because that's what they bring Mitchell Robinson in for, to get them interior rebounds.
Yeah.
So I think it's that battle between him and Gobert.
Wait, Gobert's in Minnesota. What are you talking about?
Well, I'm talking about in the finals.
Oh,
I'm saying it's going to be Minnesota. I'm sorry. I'm saying it's going to be Minnesota in the
finals.
Knicks.
Oh,
that's
Anthony.
Because look, you know I'm a football guy, Jalen, so I got to go storyline. Dante DiVincenzo, Julius Randle versus the Knicks. You know, he never wanted to lead the Knicks. Julius Randle mad that the Knicks got rid of him. Cat mad at the Minnesota situation. So
everybody.
I'm already. I thought because Reek said OKC versus the Pacers, so I thought we was just doing it like that.
Reek, I'm going with Minnesota. But hey, look, to end the show, I have a question on how y'all feel. Mostly, this is probably favorite to Dante Marsh being us going about answering it, but I want to know how y'all feel about the new Juice remake. And the lineup is Michael B. Jordan, Chris Brown, Soulja Boy. You're not going to give it a shot? Ooh, I'm not going to give it a shot?
There's only one Juice. That's all I'm going to say.
Nigga, you said Michael B. Jordan. That's all you had to say. You fucked it up right there.
I mean, he's a good actor. Soulja Boy.
He's a good actor.
I'm not going to give it a
Juice,
shot?
Jalen.
So
Juice was good because, like,
so look,
they weren't good. That was really who they was.
You're not gonna replicate a young Tupac Shakur and Omar Epps, and still little fat ass still. Fat ass still. Here's the problem, right? Here go the problem, and I'm not even being funny. I'm being dead ass. You can't for example, when these youngsters try to do a remix or use a beat, right? So you can't, like when Kodak tried to use the Mind Playing Tricks on Me beat, you did it no justice for what that song was. You get what I'm saying?
Snapped on that song though.
This is what I'm trying to educate you on something, brother.
I just say he snapped on that song.
How? You
not my cup of tea.
Bam, do you understand what I'm saying? When you tear the balls to go touch a song that's iconic like that, right? You have to do it so much justice to the point where it's like, damn, okay, that didn't do that any justice. Because the Ghetto Boys with that song, that's like out of the hemisphere with that one. The Juice movie is a one and done. You can't replicate. It's just like you can't do a Menace to Society Part 2. You just can't do it. Those are untouchable movies that need to stay untouchable, right? Because the people who were in it initially spearheaded that. It's like anything after that, you're biting or you're trying too hard to, you get what I'm saying? And you just can't do it. Why? Who in the fuck would even, like, that's so dumb. I wouldn't even touch that with a 10-foot pole.
Like, they should make it a parody. Like, they should make it like Don't Be a Menace. And even Don't Be a Menace use some of the real actors from Menace to Society.
But my point, but I'm like a Paid in Full too. I can't watch that.
Yeah.
It's a money grab. You know what? They're just trying to make a quick buck off of it.
But
Obviously, use
the
the
pro-
iconic
okay,
You-
so
dollars.
we gonna take
gotta
this.
think. A
we
lot
gonna
of kids that's coming up ain't never really got to experience that. So you kind of got them.
Well, sit their ass down and
So
make
watch the original.
They're not going to sit there.
Thank
They're not
you. Just go
excited
watch
about
the
watching
OG.
A lot of
Just
kids
go
don't know
watch the
who
OG,
Omar
bro.
Epps and all them niggas
Oh,
is, bro.
It's also a different time.
You gotta stop being an old head. You gotta let them have their version, bro.
Can I get 30 seconds to spit these lyrics?
Spit them away.
Can I just get 30 seconds?
Yeah, man, damn.
Okay, no, listen. Now I'm finna get serious because we did a lot of bullshit earlier. Watch this. This is the problem that I have with Gen Z. Why are you laughing? This is serious shit.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
This is the Gen Z problem, right? So
I'm not a Gen Z, by the way. But go ahead.
listen.
I know. I'm just.
If the shoe fit, wear that motherfucker. If it don't apply to you, don't say nothing. It's fine. Say all of y'all, a hit dog will holler. This is a Gen Z problem, right? There's an article came out a couple months ago that I read. People aren't hiring Gen Z, right? And these are the reasons why. Not on time, promptness, on that motherfucking phone too much, right? Highly disrespectful, always got excuses and entitlement. So remember, I'm gonna be the youngest 46-year-old you know. You know this, Carl. At the end of the day,
you 46?
Yeah, 46. Looking 28 to 30.
Hey, talk about it.
40.
I want to see him and Penny in the argument. Them two old heads.
Old
heads.
No, listen to what I'm saying. So
kudos to y'all generation because y'all do look good.
But I'm not knocking everybody in it. I'm just saying it's a generalized statement that's real, right? So I'm having a conversation with a youngster in my PE class, right? He's 15, right? He don't know nothing. So for me to debate him, I kind of baited him into this one just to show how silly he was. I gave him so many facts. We had a Jerry Rice conversation, greatest wide receiver of all time, right? He had the audacity to tell me that OBJ was better than him.
Oh my God!
So listen, it's not even the reason why I'm having this little heart to heart right now, because it's imperative for us to know history. You can't now with the internet and shit. People like try to recreate the wheel and rewrite history and shit. When I played football, so Mel Blount whole career was pretty much over with by the time I was born in '79. He played for the Steel Curtain. I knew who Mel Blount was because I had football cards. There was no internet in the '80s and the '90s. So I play football. I'm interested. That's my shit. I'm a study, right? You can't. You have to do the homework. That's what I do. I go back and look at shit and be like, yeah, man, I can't really argue with that. That motherfucker was this, right? So, which leads me to this. I asked my PE class, right, one day, does anybody know who in the Black Panther Party was?
Say who?
Mind you, my high school is in West Oakland. It's a historically black high school. Paul Silas, Bill Russell, Marcus Peters, Dante Marsh, Roy Shivers. It's a MC Hammer. The list is long for that little ghetto ass high school alumni, right? How are you a student at McClymonds High School? You don't know who Huey P. Newton and the Black Panther Party is. How do you think you eat free lunch and free breakfast every day? This is the shit that irritates my soul with Gen Z. So when we had these debates, I'm not saying y'all actually know something, but they just regurgitate information that they're hearing. They don't go and do research. Y'all get what I'm saying? So then because once I did that, I just told y'all the story I had with one of my JUCO guys. He's 20. He's a LeBron glizzy glazer, right? And I'm saying, okay, cool. I sent that man a Charles Barkley highlight. I sent that man a Clyde Drexler highlight, a Dominique Wilkins. Oh, but before that, everybody was plumbers. Y'all get what I'm saying? So we have to do our due diligence. All this, what we do, and I have a problem with this. We anoint people to greatness too quick nowadays. I need to see a body of work. I need to see an encore. I can't talk about one play. I can't season. I gotta look at the body of work. That's what GOAT shit is. That's what Hall of Fame shit is. We looking at the body of work, right? So I think what I want y'all to do, since y'all younger than me, is help me. We gotta educate the young people. We got to, because they don't know shit. They don't know nothing.
I will say, I think when it comes to, back to kind of the juice thing, I think there's certain kind of culturally relevant and time relevant movies, music, film that hit different for us or people that have lived through it. So let's say like a 9/11 movie, right? I think people who lived through that, knowing like where we were that day when it happened, versus someone who was born in 2003, and right, they're 22 years old now, it's not going to hit the same. And I think even for things, again, like the film Juice, even the film like when they try to remake Friday and things of that nature, it's just a different time. Like I don't think they're able to relate to the circumstances or scenarios that happened, because
So
it's a different world.
Let me ask you this. So I'm 46. So when I was growing up, Scarface, I to this day I could relate. It's not really, but I also grew up in the fucking crack era too, right? So when I watched Paid in Full, I used to watch Paid in Full twice a week, because in the 80s, in the early 90s, being that was really outside like that. So I can relate. But what I'm saying is, some shit is just relatable no matter what. But people do live in different times, so I do get that. Don't remake it.
100%. Yeah, I'm not big into remakes. Make new stories. Make new stories, something new.
Yeah. Be creative. Show me.
Hey, make some up where they selling Bitcoin or some shit, man. I don't want to see Soulja Boy in them. Like Money Making Mitch really was.
Gotta give it a chance, man. Just give it a chance.
No.
You go watch it.
No.
Just like I don't like when people sample Michael Jackson songs. I think that's ridiculous. I think it's just something.
Well, come on now. That's music. Music never died.
To me, I've never liked.
I mean, they sample James Brown songs.
I don't like that either. And
gotta do it justice, bro. I don't
do it justice. Yeah.
If you doing it justice, mind you, here's the difference too. Producing music is different now. People really don't even know how to play fucking instruments now. Producing like a 15-year-old can punch buttons. That ain't producing.
Yeah, it's different.
Even when Dre, listen, a lot of that shit Dre was doing on the first Chronic, Doggy Style, and Daz and them, they were, and even all the Too Short albums where Ant Banks was producing, they were replaying it live with real musicians. So it ain't like they looping it a sample. They were creating that same shit. It's a difference, bro. It's levels to this shit. So my point is this. Young people gotta understand. I think we have to put that on their mind. They have to do their due diligence and stop just running with shit so fast and take time to know. Because I think it's a gap a lot of times. I know me, I'm a little bit closer connected to them because I'm coaching and training and shit and teaching. But the difference is, when I was a youngster, there was always respect in listening to your OGs, right? It was that's just what it was. An OG could slap the shit out you and you wrong. You get what I'm saying? I think now there's just zero respect.
Yeah, you got like students hitting teachers all the time now. It's crazy thing. That would have never happened me growing up. Like, that's not a thing. Even if a teacher you felt like disrespect yelled at you, you don't ever even think about swinging at them or yelling back. You just kind of take it. You know what I
went to school. My teacher used to hit us. I went to an all-black school. Miss Raquel Williams didn't play, but she'll pinch the fuck out your ear. Yeah. Coach McGarry, rest in peace of his soul. Listen here, my daddy told me about Coach McGarry. They called him Caveman. My daddy said, "Hey son, you finna get ready to go to this school, man. Don't do all that back talking to Caveman like that. That's your coach now." He said, "There's some people in life, son, you just don't fuck with." He said Caveman was one of them. Old school coach had a 4.50, toted it on. Because we went to school in the hood right across the street from the projects. He said, "Well, none of these little niggas ever try me." None of them never tried. Dead ass. Only coach in the state of Alabama to win the state championship in football and basketball. Hell of a coach. But like I said, man, old school, bro. Like I said, them type of schools, bro, you get checked by the teachers. Like it ain't no oh, they was scared that, oh, don't touch little Timmy. And man, listen here. Coach McGarry, Coach Williams, man, they jacking your ass up. Coach Tom, man, Dante, no, man, he went to an all-black school. It's more like it's like you just growing up with family. Like them not really your teachers, them like your aunties and uncles. Like they checking you, bro. And then after you get your ass whooped by the teacher, you're getting your ass whooped by your mom. Because
do you think we were better off under the old school rules versus now?
1,000%.
That's all I'm trying to.
Mm-hmm. With that too.
Now I will say this though, it's two things. Because like you say, I love this saying. Two things can be true.
At the same time, yeah.
I will say I do appreciate the old rules because I feel like these young kids lack discipline, but I do like the creativity they've gained, where majority of them they branching out from, you know what I mean? Like I would want them to know how to use their hands because that's what scared me the most. A lot of them is not tool savvy. They don't know the difference between the Phillip head and the flat head. But I do like Forrest, you know, I got a little cousin, he know how to program. He know how to build computers. Like I do appreciate them to be in their little nerd side when it is constructive. You know what I mean? I do appreciate what that is bought from. You know what I mean? But I feel like they need the discipline of what we had. Well, I feel like it died with my generation. Like 2010, 2011, it was like after that, those high school years, I feel like it was getting way more frowned upon. Disciplined students or whatever. You started seeing the why. You know what I mean? Like a lot of times, like I said, one teacher tell you to do this, bro, you do it. It ain't no why. You know what I mean? Like it ain't always got to be a why. You know what I mean? Like sometimes, yeah, don't get me wrong. You just don't want to be no yes man, but you know, it's not always.
But in the dynamic of school, this is I'm just because I'm a teacher. I'm just like, this is where I'm wired, right? It don't matter what era, what generation. There, you go to school to be educated. Mm-hmm. The teachers are the authoritative figures.
Right.
When they tell you to do X, Y, and Z, you just do. That's just what it is. Unless it's just some crazy,
yeah, right.
Like, come on, like,
yeah,
come to my class. Don't ask me why we got to walk 4 laps. Dude, we had to run them.
I go to that same crowd. They be like, bro, why I gotta walk? It's an easy grade. You can't walk 4 laps. That's gonna be crazy, especially them seniors, Marsh. Them seniors, bro. Them seniors piss you off, bro.
Do you understand why I got so much disdain for foolishness, bro? Because it's like, I'm not asking you to go jump off the Bay Bridge. I'm asking you to, but why we gotta walk? Just shut up and do.
Marsh, I got one of your old students too, bro.
Who?
I forgot her name. She transferred from Mac High and came to freaking Armio, bro. Yeah, I can't stand that bald headed.
I love it. I'm not even gonna say nothing but yes, you know, whatever. At the end of the day, just do what the adults tell you to do because here's the thing. As an educator, as a father myself, a mentor, a coach, all of these other things, I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to lead you down the wrong path. I'm not going to tell you to do anything wrong, right? So, but there are instances in schools where there's some crazy people in them positions. I know they're out there. But for the most part, it's not just the kid. We dealing with dumbass parents too. Mm-hmm. So I think, you ever talk to a parent and you hear how they communicating with you based on something that their child did and the way they acting, you could see why the child acts the way they act because the parent ain't wrapped too tight.
I'm not gonna lie, man. I agree with that because my junior or senior year, it was one of the two. I think it was like the beginning. It was the end of my junior year, beginning of the senior year. We had this principal, bro. I actually gained respect for him. Dr. Spurgeon Banyard played with Steve McNair, Alcorn State. Anyway, disciplinarian, stickler, bro. Didn't take no shit. Big, swole, black, bro. Dead ass, like action figure, huge. Like pull your pants up while your shirt tail ain't tucked in. he'll grab you by your arm. Like I said, this nigga was huge. And when he grabbed you, like, bro, like, listen, like, but he was so much of a stickler, bro. It got to a part to where the students actually started to give in because he didn't fold, right? But once we started to give in, bro, we started to appreciate it more because he started to let us know this is why I'm on y'all like this.
Right.
This is why we have to do this. We dead last for us with the literacy test. You know what I'm saying? He was just letting us know different things, and this is just what it takes. But what was so crazy, like what D-Mar said, it was teachers and parents, not even students, teachers and parents was complaining about how much of a disciplinarian he was. Made no sense. No sense. And when he left, went right back to how I was, struggling with the literacy test, everything. Everything was going up on the up and up because we knew Dr. Banyard didn't take no bullshit. You know what I'm saying? When I come to school, bro, I'm here to learn. I ain't here to cut up class. You know what I mean? I ain't here to fight. I ain't here to, when Coach Mark say walk 4 laps, I'm walking them fucking 4 laps. I'm not asking him why I gotta walk 4 laps. When Mr. Anderson tell me, hey, pull your pants up, I'm not asking him why I gotta pull my pants up.
So that's my.
And you know what's crazy? To add a part to this, the majority of the kids that ask why are the ones that don't have daddies. I've realized that. I realized that from teaching. I asked, so me and my coworker did a test. Asian kid that has a dad, little black kid that don't have a dad in the household. So we did a test. I said, watch this to my coworker. Shout out to Vince Shaw. I said, hey, to the Asian kid, hey, can you go in the classroom and pick up the trash? You get extra credit or whatever. We're going to do that for class. He said, all right, cool, whatever. He didn't want to do it, but he was like, all right, whatever. You can tell he ain't want to do it. I asked the black kid, hey, bro, go in there, pick up the trash. Woo. Why? Why I got to do it? I said, see, that is the difference between having a father in the household and having a straight mother up in the household. So, yeah, majority of them kids, male and female, that always, why I do? They the ones that don't have the disciplinary in the household.
Facts.
And that's just the God honest truth, bro. It'd be annoying. Young grown men. Why act like a little girl? I'm like, bro, my daughter doesn't even do that crap.
Dude, this is what I hate the most. And I tell the young men in my class, I said, all of them, young ladies and young men, I said, I'm not going to call y'all kids. I'm going to call you guys young adults. But if I do that, that means you got to act like what? Young adult. So my whole thing is how you do anything is how you do everything. Now, I'm not going to lie. I was off the chain, but there was levels because I respected and I feared my daddy. So he come up to my school off the job. He was going to kill me. I believe that shit. But I was getting suspended, fighting all the time, all the shit. But I had football too. My shit was incentivized because you can't just be a and you got to have grades and be at school like football, right? So I just think that when we deviate from when we start thinking that chastising kids, whether the discipline is too much, I think that's where we fall off. And when we start giving young people too many options, that's where we fall off. When I was growing up, it was 4 of us kids. Whatever my daddy ate for dinner, my mama cooked that. There was no option. My daddy wants steak, baked potato, and green beans. The whole house ate steak, potato, and green beans. It wasn't no, I want to eat. Or you didn't eat.
Or you ain't fucking eat.
Yep. Ate what was cooked. No doubt.
Yep.
It wasn't no, I'm going to just eat some cereal. Oh, fuck no. You don't want to eat what I cook. You don't eat nothing.
Nothing. Go to bed hungry. Yep. So I think that's the problem too. We give too many options. I do like some of the creativity. I just feel like some stuff is just tried and true, bro. And I'm a firm believer school's not over at 3:30. You don't have to, dude, you could be a very bright person and you don't want, like, okay, these are computers that we own. I'm on my iPhone, right? You have literally a computer at your disposal outside of your MacBook all day, every day in your hand. There's so much good information out here. The resources that these young people have access to, ridiculous. So you should never be a failure in life with all this free access to all this stuff. Because we didn't have it. We had to.
You know how easy it is to write papers these days?
I know you for sure, but Dante, Jalen, I know, bro. You remember back in high school, we used to have to actually have to walk to jobs to interview and ask, are they hiring? Like, you know, they can go on Indeed right now. And it's a list of
we walked around with resumes, walking around
bro,
printed out. Like you had to print it out.
Man,
I hear
come
you.
on, man. Like,
I hear you.
Yeah.
It's just my point is, I say all that to say, you know, there's a lot of talented young people that I think could be beyond greater than ever with the access to what's available now. However, I'm just going on a tangent, but it was just on my mind. But in terms of, there was a time where we as Black people couldn't read, right? We weren't allowed to read and write. Now,
you weren't allowed to even learn. You weren't even allowed to.
So now that we can do it, it's some of us that don't even choose to do it. Because when you talk about that literacy, dude, even in my PE class, right? Every now and then, you know, I do my kinesiology spiel. All right, tell me what's cardiovascular health. Look it up. Give me the definition and then put in your own words a paragraph of how cardiovascular health has been affected in my PE class. They can't even do that, bruh. They can't even do it. Chicken scratch penmanship is terrible. I said I want upper right-hand corner, name, date, subject, period, blah, blah, blah. They'll write it straight on top, hella big.
That's one thing that made me so mad, that penmanship. They write to where you can't even read. I'm like, bro, what? Because I was a program coordinator for the Mojo program. So I deal with a lot of Black students of color. And it's just like little shit like what you say. Hey, man, write your name on this paper so we can, you know, because we used to have to record, because it was a budget. It was like a $250,000 budget. So everything got to be tracked. So just write your name down, student ID, so we know who come to these events, because we used to feed them all that stuff, whatever it is. You know, dude, I'll go back, because I had to start like standing right there with the list, because I'll go back. I'm like, if these are supposed to be numbers. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm 32, I'm 33, so I ain't really tripping off the name, because I can just type in your student ID and I'll get your name right there. Cool, I'll meet you halfway. But it got to a part to where I can't even read these numbers. Like, y'all got to be kidding me. Your penmanship can't be this bad. And one thing everybody compliment me on is my handwriting. Everybody. But one thing I tell you, my mama did not play. She used to. And like you said, what Dante said, school did not stop at 3:30 in my house. My nigga, I swear to God, no bullshit. School did not stop at 3:30, Jalen. When I got home, I had to do handwriting with my mama, bro. Like, I think I'm playing. She had the big ass sheet of paper that be on this little shit you write right there. You write it regular, write it in cursive, like, bro, like, and you do copy the letters like that ass. And she comes behind to make sure I did it all. No, that's not right. Erase it. Do it again. Like, seriously, I'm not bullshitting. What he said is so true. School does not stop at 3:30. It takes a whole village to raise these kids. When they come home and mama and dad are like, oh, fuck that teacher. Fuck. How does Coach Marsh have leverage at school now? How do you expect him to be an authoritative figure? Because when fuck that homework. Man, fuck that kinesiology shit.
So that's what I'm saying. So it's when we talk about disproportionate things in the suburbs versus inner cities, there's multiple variables, you know. Both my parents worked back in the, I was a latchkey kid most of the time, you know what I'm saying? I'm from the era where my older brother and sister, my mom and daddy leave a note, you know what I'm saying? Take the ground beef out, make sure Dante and Damari do their homework and take a bath and all this. By the time we get home, this shit better be done. I'm gonna beat your ass. That's basically
your ass, yeah.
Back then. It wasn't all this weird shit. So my older brother and sister, you know, back then we grew up fast because we had to be responsible fast. You get what I'm saying? So it just, I don't understand how as a parent, because I had parents that my daddy used to come to school and be like, what this little motherfucker do? He didn't put nothing past his child. So we now have parents that will attack the other adult based on what a lying ass kid just said. And I just don't agree with that none whatsoever. Because I'm going to be honest with you. I know there's people out there like that, but I don't go to work thinking about, oh, yeah, I'm going to fuck with such and such today. I want my day to go smooth, brother. I don't want no problems at my job. I don't want to be writing referrals and getting people. I don't want to deal with that. So why would I pick on a child? That's the craziest shit I ever heard of. But once again, it happens. But I'm just saying for me, because I'm a parent too. I got a grown child and I got a teenager and I got 2 small children. I got one on the way. I would never put nothing past no kid. I'm not going, Carl, man, jacking you up over what a kid said. First off, I'm gonna come talk to the other responsible adult and say, hey man, what happened here with this situation right here with my child? And I'm gonna know if you full of shit or not, but I'm not just gonna come with all this aggression and energy.
Right.
Oh, based on what a kid said. I just can't do. I don't operate like that. But it's happening so much to the point where it's funny you say we don't have leverage, man. We high paid babysitters.
Well,
Different
you know,
world.
Let me ask you, Jalen, from your culture, how was it growing up in your culture, bro?
So I was raised by a single mom for a long time. Parents separated for about 10 years. Got back together after a bit, but it was just me and my mom for a long time. But I had a lot of cousins growing up, grandparents. Like there's a time we were in the building together. It was like, I think it was like my grandma, my mom, like we had our place, but then like my dad's other sisters, uncles all lived like in the same building. So it's a very family type situation. In terms of school and stuff, I never really. I mean, I think I was fortunate in the sense of even though it wasn't at first like a great area, it was still mostly the suburbs. Like it wasn't like a huge problematic school. Like no one was doing anything too crazy, right? So I never really had any kind of crazy disrespectful situations. I felt like even for me, I mean, I think I maybe got detention once. It was never for like anything bad. Like, you know, I never like did anything bad. Tell you the truth, right. Anytime the teachers called my mom was for like an award. I guess I was lucky that way. Never had any serious disciplinary actions from teachers, things of that nature.
Was your mom a disciplinarian?
I just think like for me, I realized at a young age the sacrifice she did being a single mom that I didn't want to add to it. You know what I mean? Like being I just realized at a young age somehow. And so it's just like, yeah, like to me, like it's just like maybe it was through her, through my grandma or someone. I can't identify a single person with that. Like maybe it's just in the family. Like you just don't talk back. Right. Like that. I probably talk back more as an adult, just because as an adult we have different things that we might argue about or whatever. But as a kid, it was never even like a concept to like. I see like some people like yelling at their grandmas. I'm like, are you guys retarded? Like, you know how insane you have to be to yell at a grandmother? You know what I mean? Like that's just like to me, if I just see a random guy, like I'd really just like want to hit the kid. Like if I see someone, you know what I mean? That's just the most like just.
Yeah, that shit was wild.
I don't even care what a grandma does to you. Like that's a grandmother, and you're 20 years old. You know what I mean? So.
I had to check a 5th grader one. Like I said, I taught all grade levels, man. I had to check a 5th grader talking to his grandma like that. And the grandma hugged me afterwards. But it's just like, man, kids, it's just some things you don't do out there, bro. And really, you don't talk back to no adult, really, unless it's like, again, like DeMar said, unless it's just some egregious, and we all know what that is. And then, and I know 1,000%, if any of his babies said, oh, this person was doing some egregious, he coming behind 10,000-fold behind that. But like I said, at the end of the day, if it's not that, for the most part in these situations, man, you don't need to be talking back to no adult, man. They telling you to do something for your benefit, whether that's out of respect, whether that's them peeping the situation or whatever the case may be, man. So it don't always have to be this big why. All of this, man, it could just be cool. Go on about your day, whatever the case may be, because eventually you're gonna have to go through it or not. If you don't go through it at school, you're gonna go through it at work. I got a job where you can't be on cell phones. And if you're on your cell phone, you get fired. And it's this thing called rent that you must pay when you're an adult. So if you don't work, you don't make rent and you outside. So you pick your battle as an adult.
I think we got lucky maybe with the cell phone thing. I feel like when we were growing up, like me and Bam, our age, we just got the cell phones coming in. Like I think the iPhone just got released, so it wasn't too distracting. Maybe like the last year of high school, it became a bit of a problem. But like it just because it started, we didn't really have like what's available on cell phone today wasn't what's available then. You know what I mean? Then it was just like, yeah.
I had a beeper.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're playing.
That's
the beeper style. Yeah, that's fine. See, a beeper is only something you see now if you watch a movie from the '90s. Of people be like, "What is that?"
I mean, my whole thing is, I'm gonna say this. I just get tired of it's a new. No, man, look, what's tried and true. It don't matter what era, what year. Certain shit is just what it is. Like it's all necessary evils, man. I had to do it. Y'all had to do it. Hey, we all got to do it. It's why are we trying to complain and recreate the wheel? Like, just do it. Right now, I am on both ends of the spectrum. I do believe education has its bullshit. I will, because like, it's a lot of it. But that's why me, as the educator, I'm
7 o'clock
going above and beyond. Right, so they're not really teaching Black history the way they should. So back when I was in high school, I went to Berkeley High first before I went to McClymonds.
I knew you wasn't from Oakland. No, I'm playing.
I'm high school at Berkeley High, so it was open enrollment. We had people from East Oakland pulling up. Plus, they had all the girls. They had live.
I knew you wasn't from Oakland.
It was damn near 4,000 students. But I say all that to say this: we had a Black Studies department. We was like the only high school in the country to have one at the time. So you had a lot of strong imagery with Black educators, men to be exact, right, in that building. So, for example, I didn't take Spanish like everybody else. I took Swahili for my foreign language. But imagery is important too. So that's why I decided to get into education. To be honest, you're going to have a lot of older white women as teachers and women in general. There's not a lot of Black men, right? Heterosexual men being alpha male, strong in the educational system. So I think
I was up at that college for 3 years, D. Marsh. They had my first director, Coach Brown, 66-year-old Black man, OG, old school though, stern. You be on time. If your shift at 8 o'clock, you be at 8 o'clock. Dead ass. I came in at 8:01 one time, pulled me in the office. He said, if you came to practice at 8:01, Bama, what'd have happened? I say, you're right, coach. Never showed up late again. In his position, he was director, made over $120,000 a year. He told me straight up like this. He said, in the position you in, you finna get ready to put in some work, because I was out in the community and everything. But like he said he dealt with no overhead in this position. He said he set his hours for in college. You send the hours to HR. He said he sent his hours. He said he did all his time. He said he easily could have went and played golf. Nobody would check on him. He had no overhead. But he said, guess what? From 8 to 4, he sat in that office and did his hours for 40 straight years. And on top of that, he coached the girls' basketball team in the Hall of Fame for that. Telling me that. They made him retire early. They got a dude around your age, D. Marsh, cool, Coach Pringle, real good Black brother. He was the one who set us up with the Mr. Fab event when they was giving out the scholarship. He found that for us, you know what I'm saying, bought the tickets and everything. Wise dude. He was helping me out with life. Really helped a young Black brother pivot, because this brother was just so set on going to USC, and he found other avenues for him to get scholarships. Another story, but they made him, they got rid of him. They got rid of him ASAP. Then it was me. I was the last one left, bro. Every little thing I tried to do for them students, they made that shit up. Why? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? The lady in the cafeteria catching attitudes. Like, dude, they get mad that I didn't spend the budget money in the like, we can spend that money as long as it's for the students, D. Marsh.
Yeah.
It don't matter what I spent, because Emoji gave us that money, right? They'll get mad. Oh, y'all bought Wingstop up in here? No, y'all not supposed to do that. They got mad at us, but they wrote us up about that, because you're supposed to technically, if you have a food service at your campus, everything got to go through food service. And that is the biggest bunch of bullshit I never heard, bro, because they overcharge for everything. Because a lot of the times, like, what we think is, especially when you're dealing with $250,000, we thinking about how you can spend this money with efficiency. Right. It's not always about getting, $1,000 meals or whatever. Even though we can. But why? Why you got to spend $1,500 every time you want to feed a bunch of students? When I know, they got the deals over here. We could get 1,000 wings for $500 right here. You see what I'm saying? But they mad at that because at the end of the day, B. Marshall, we was looking at, hey, we just helping the students. We feeding the students, nothing more, nothing less. But they made it personal because, like you said, anytime it's a black man in position of leadership that could just call the shot, they don't like it. It ruffles feathers, dude. They ran me up off that campus, dude, because I was finna get into it. Like you said, it's nothing but a bunch of old white women, too. It's not even the young, it's the old ones. And they just be petty emails all day, petty emails. And that is the weirdest shit. D. Marsh not lying, bro. That shit was so irritating, bro.
And isn't in California, obviously, I lived in Atlanta for 7 years. I'm familiar, but California is a little bit more diverse. It's not so much a race thing. It's just it's turning into a gender war where it's women versus men and it gets petty. My thing is this. I think men, anytime you in a position of leadership, you have to draw a line and you gotta rule with an iron fist to a certain degree, because what I see has been going on in society. Corey Holcomb, the comedian, I came across a podcast the other day, and he was saying this is why he thinks society messed up. Things that used to be abnormal are now normal. We're normalizing abnormal behavior, if that make any kind of sense. What's real is now fake. What's fake is now real, right? The truth is called hating. Like, this shit is so backwards, and I think that's why we have a real big disconnect going on. You know what I mean? So I know we went over, we rambling and shit, but it's always good to get different perspectives, especially with the age gap.
All good, man. Carl.
Hey, that wraps it, bro. We damn near did a 3-hour show. Goddamn, bro. I know none of y'all finna edit this, but I'm telling you this right now, Lord have mercy.
I'm definitely gonna edit them athletes. You better believe that, boy.
Oh my goodness, bro. We gonna have to edit this. This is a 3-hour show, but it's good content though. This is a great show. I want us to stick after for a quick couple minutes so we can chop it up real quick. But look, this is a great show. We'll be right back at this next week. We're gonna give y'all some more shows, more content, more energy, more outrageous things coming soon. Beyond the game, we blowing up.
Caitlin Clark better than Michael Jordan.
We're going